Okay, I'm gonna go through the Selangor Set 1 paper 2 for Addmaths today. Alright, so this is the trial paper. Okay, I already did the paper 1, huh? Now I do the paper 2. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so question number 1. Okay, I'll read the English part. Okay, let's read. Diagram 1 shows three paintings of different size, X, Y, and Z for sale. So three painting, but they are different size, huh? The total sales earned was 1,240 ringgit, right? But if you think logically, if the size of painting is different, of course the price is gonna be different. Do you agree? Because if it's bigger, then of course it will be more expensive. It means my point here is these three painting definitely don't have the same price. Okay, they don't have the same price because they have different size. So if they have different size, you think logically, mesti dia punya price will be different also. So the total sale earned is this one, 1240. Latif needs to keep 10% of the selling price of painting X, 20% of the selling price of painting Y, and 30% of the selling price of painting Z, respectively, for the cost of making painting frame. Okay, so you have to save some money from the selling price. So because you want to pay for the frame, right? And then they say the total savings from the sale is 276, right? Okay, and then they say the selling price of painting Z is twice the selling price of painting X. What is the selling price of each Latif's painting? Okay, after finish reading the whole paragraph, I think I know this question is which chapter already. I think this is system of equation. Yeah, it's like the have to use the substitution method, elimination method, penggantian, penghapusan, that question, right? And usually when we're doing this kind of question, we always need to know what the X, Y, Z represent. If we don't know what the X, Y, Z represents, it's very difficult for us to form the equation. So what I'm gonna do is I will straight away look at the last baris. This is how I teach my student, right? I will straight away ask them to see the last baris and see what the question wants you to find. So what they want you to find? Selling price of painting, right? So it means the XYZ will represent selling price of painting, right? But why got XYZ? Because got three different painting, right? So I'm just gonna write here, let XYZ represent something else, right? So X will represent what? Selling price of painting. Try to write very specific. Don't just write let X equals to size X, size Y, size Z. Tamam macam tu. I want to write specific. Is the selling price. So you have to include that X equals to selling price of. So we have different size, right? So let's assume that the X size selling price of size X painting. Okay, and we are assuming that the size X is the smallest one. And then Y will be the selling price also. All right. But it will be for the size Y painting. Okay. Because they all have different size, right? So that's why it's X, Y, Z. And then the last one is selling price of size Z painting. It means the biggest painting punya selling price is Z. Okay, after I let X, Y, Z jadi yang ni, sekarang baru saya form saya punya equation. And now it will be very easy to form the equation. So remember, when we are doing this kind of question, like the system of equation, and they give you a story, try to look at the last baris, see what they want, and then jadikan X, Y, Z first. You need to know what the X, Y, Z represents dulu, baru you boleh form dia punya equation, or else it's very confusing when you form the equation. So now they say the total sales earned was 1240. Means what? The total sale means the total selling price. It means X plus Y plus Z will be equals to 1240. That's what it means, right? And then Latif needs to keep 10% of the selling price of painting. But we all know selling price of painting is X, right? So if you save 10% from the selling price, it means you are saving 0.1x. That's what it means, right? So 0.1x. And then you also save 20% of the selling price of painting Y. So 20% of Y means 0.2Y. Because 20% means 20 divided 100, which is same. So when you multiply with 20 over 100, is basically darab dengan 0.2 lah. It's the same thing. Okay. And the last one is 30% have to save from the selling price of painting Z. So plus with 0.3 Z. And then the whole thing equals to what? So why they have to save 10%, 20%, 30% is to pay for the cost of booking painting frame. And then the total saving saved is 276. So definitely this one is equals to 276. Right? This one is 276. And then what's next? The selling price. Okay, selling price of Z. It means selling price of Z is Z. It's the small Z, right? So I will just write a small Z is twice. Twice means two times the selling price of X. It means Z equals 2 small x. Okay, because small x is the selling price of the big X painting. And then they ask you to find the selling price of each lattice painting. It means they want to find X, Y, Z lah. All right, so enough already. Now we can straight away do this question already. So you can either use substitution method or elimination method. It's up to you lah. All right, but I think I will do. Okay, if you look at it, the first equation got 3 variable. The second equation got 3 variable also, but the third equation got 2 variable only, which is X and Z. So we can take advantage of that. And what I will do is I will do substitution method actually. Okay, my plan is to take the Z equals to X. I sub inside this Z and sub inside this Z. All right. Because the moment I do that, then I will get full equation with 2 variable, X and Y. And then I do one more time, simultaneous, then I'll get the answer. Okay. But of course, some students, they want to do elimination can also. Okay. But if you do elimination, you can maybe take the first equation and the second equation, you try to hapuskan Y lah. You try to hapuskan Y. Why? Because the third equation tak ada Y mah. So if you take the first equation and second equation hapuskan Y, then you will get satu equation yang ada X and Z sahaja, and then the XZ punya equation dengan XZ equation ni you buat lagi sekali lah. You buat lagi sekali penggantian or penghapusan. Then you get the answer, right? Can also lah. Got a few method to do, but I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna take the Z equals to X. I'm gonna call this 1, 2, 3. I will straight away use substitution method to sub inside uh from 3 sub inside 1 and 2. Okay, because this one have 2 variables already. So I'll just write here, not enough space. Can I make this smaller? Okay, I think this is good enough. Okay, so I'm gonna sub 3 into 1, 3 into 2. So I will write sub 3 into 1. So what happens here is the equation 3 will mas ganti dalam equation 1. So what is equation 1? X plus Y plus Z equals 1240. But then the Z have to, replace with 2x lah. And then you will get a new equation here, 3x plus Y equals 1240. And I'm going to call this equation 4, right? And this is the equation, very special equation because it has 2 variables. And then I will repeat the same step, but this time I will sub 3 into 2, okay? It means 3 into 1, 3 into 2. So now it becomes 0.1x plus 0.2y plus 0.3z, but the z have to open bracket, equals 276. And for the z, you will substitute 2x. So now you will get 0.3 times 2, which is 0.6, plus 0.1, 0.7, plus 0.2y equals 276, right? Okay, let me just double check with my calculator because I'm scared I write the wrong answer. Oh, actually, wait. 0.3 times 2 plus 0.1. Okay, yeah lah, correct lah, 0.7x. All right, after you reach here, now you can call this equation 5 and you can do the, what do we call it? The elimination or substitution one more time. You buat sekali lagi persamaan serentak. You do one more time the simultaneous equation. Okay, if I look at equation 4, equation 5, I will do penghapusan lah. I will do elimination now. Because if I look at this is 3x, but this one is 0.7x. This one is 1y, this one is 0.2y. So I can make them the same. I just have to take equation 4 times 0.2. The reason why I do this is because I want to make the perkali for y same with this. Perkali means the coefficient, right? Because when the perkali sama, baru boleh buat penghapusan. So when you times 0.2, everything has to times 0.2. So 3 times 0.2, that's going to be 0.6. Y times 0.2, that will be 0.2y. 1240 times 0.2, well, let's press calculator. Okay, my calculator give me 248. Okay, 248. So let's write 248. And then let's call this equation 6, right? And then I can take equation 6 and equation 5 and then do penghapusan, right? But penghapusan tak semestinya minus. Sometimes dia boleh jadi plus juga. But this one is minus lah. 0.6x plus 0.2y equals 248. That's equation 6. Equation 5, 0.7x plus 0.2y equals 276. Okay, you tengah hapuskan y, right? And if the tanda sama means positive ataupun negative, then you have to minus. You have to minus. But if the tanda tak sama, satu plus, satu minus, satu minus, satu plus, then you have to plus, right? I repeat one more time. If the number in front is same already, baru boleh hapus, right? And kalau tanda sama, you minus. Kalau tanda tak sama, you plus, right? But make sure the number has to be same lah, like 0.2, 0.1. The number have to be same. Okay, tanda tak sama tak apa. Kalau tanda tak sama, you just plus. Okay, now you minus 0.6 minus 0.7 is negative 0.1x. And then 0.2 minus 0.2, that's going to be 0. 248 minus 276. Well, you can press 48 divide 76. Uh, 48 minus 76. Okay, my calculator give me negative 28. All right, negative 28. And we all know when we take negative, divide negative, it will be positive. So now we just press 28 divide 0.1. So what is 28 divide 0.1? Okay, I'll write down here lah. So 28 divide 0.1 is 280. And what is X represents? The selling price for painting, right? So this is going to be in RM. Okay, let's find Y and Z now. How to find Y and Z? We can sub inside equation yang ada dua unknown dulu. So which of this equation, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which of this equation have two variable? Equation 4, right? Equation 5 also can. Yeah, you can ganti in equation 5 also can. But I will ganti equation 4 to find Y now. So let's ganti into equation 4. I will write when X equals 280, 3X plus Y equals 1240, and then the X I replace with 280, and now I can find my Y. Just press 1240 minus 3 times 280. Okay, my calculator give me 400. So that's gonna be the Y answer. Okay, now the only thing left is to find Z answer. Now you can sub inside the equation that has three variable. Equation 1, equation 2, or equation 3 lah. But if you ask me, equation 3 is the easiest one to sub, right? But actually, if you sub 1 also, you will get the same answer one, right? But I will use equation 3, right? So equation 3 is Z equals to X, right? So I just need the value of X. So when X equals 280, Z equals to 2 times X, which is 280, and I will get 560. And then done already. That's the answer. Okay. Okay. Now I want to ask you how to write for the final answer. Okay. How to write for the final answer? We have to write the final answer, right? So what we have to write here? Dot dot dot. So do you remember the last baris asked you to find selling price of each lattice painting? So I'm gonna write what? What I have to write here? Selling price. Selling price of uh of different size X, Y, and Z. Selling price of each painting. I think you can just write X, Y, Z lah, but I don't know. Okay, wait. I need more space actually. So let me write up here lah, because I takut tak cukup tempat. Alright, so I'm gonna write selling price. Selling price for of size X painting is equals to RM. So how much just now? 280, right? And then selling price of size Y painting is equals to RM 400. And then selling price of size Z painting is RM 560. So makes sense, right? The biggest painting, the bigger size will cost more because it's bigger in size. So the selling price will be lagi mahal lah. Why is it important to write like this? Because sometimes you might lose marks if you don't write the last baris nicely. Because if you just write like this, sometimes, okay, actually you can just write X is 280, Y 400, Z 560 also, right? But if you want to be safe, I recommend write like this, right? Because they usually bagi markah dekat sini tau. So it's very important to because the X, Y, Z represents selling price. So I think it's important to change it back in your final answer and write selling price, right? Okay, hope you understand. That's my explanation. Okay, let's do number 2 now. Okay, number 2 says derive the double angle formula for cos 2a equals cos square minus sine square. This is the double angle formula and they want me to derive. Derive means proof lah, okay? Okay, this one you have to use formula to derive, okay? And what formula we learn? We learn about basic identities, right? Basic identities, and we learn about double angle, and we also learn about addition angle, right? Okay, tak apa, let me show you because this angle, these formulas got bagi dalam exam, right? But this state paper PDF file, they didn't include the formula, so I'm gonna show you another state paper. Okay, so this is how the formula looks like. During your SPM nanti, you will have this also. So it's given in the exam, all these formulas. So skip all this. Okay, I want you to focus on this. Focus on this three. So this three is the basic identity. Okay, this tree is called the basic identities, right? Basic identities. And then the next tree is this one. These are all sine 2a, cos 2a, tangent 2a, including this down one. These are called double angle because all the angle got times 2, right? Okay, and then the rest here 35, 36, 37. This one got all plus minus, plus minus. This one we call it addition angle, right? Addition angle formula. So we have the double angle formula, addition angle formula, and the basic identities formula, right? So let's go back to this question. The questions ask you to derive cos 2a equals to cos square minus sin square. So what you will do is you'll be using all these formulas to derive this, right? Cos 2a, cos square minus sin square. But if you look at the double angle, isn't this the cos 2a equals to cos square minus sin square? You can see that what they write here is exactly the same as the formula, right? So how can I prove this formula? How can I prove this formula? So how can we derive? How can we derive this? All right, you can use any formula given here except this one. Except this one. Because if you use this one means your working is like ada marker already. You understand what I meant by that, right? Because if they ask you to derive this formula from cos 2a to cos square minus sin square, you will be using all these formula that you learn also, but except this formula lah, except this one. Except this one. Because if you use this one means you don't have any working already. You don't get any marks for the working because your working is already in the soalan already, right? So you have to use other things you learn here to prove. And let me tell you, you will use the addition angle formula, right? You will use the addition angle formula to to derive this formula because cos 2a is the same as cos a plus a. Because when you have a plus a, you will get cos 2a. So you'll be using this formula to prove, right? Okay, let's write down this formula. Cos a plus minus b equals cos a cos b minus sin a sin b. So I'm going to write it here. So the formula that I will use to prove this is this formula. Cos, okay, wait. So it will be cos a plus minus b equals to cos a cos b minus plus sin a sin b. Okay, what does it mean? What does it mean by minus plus? Minus plus means you cannot follow the symbol here. If the symbol here is plus, then here has to be minus. But here, if it's minus, then here has to plus. That's what it means, right? Okay, let's try to derive cos 2a, right? So I'm gonna write cos 2a. Okay, and then what I'll do here is I will change the cos 2a to cos a plus a because I want to use the addition angle, right? But if you look at the addition angle, the angle is a plus b, but now my one is a plus a, right? It means my formula will be cos, instead of cos a cos b, it will be cos a cos a, because I write this one must be a. Okay, it will be cos a cos b, and then minus or plus, it will be minus, because if the symbol is minus plus, that means we will not follow this symbol in front. So if this one is plus, here minus, and then sin a sin b, it will be sin a sin a, because my b is a, like that. And then after you reach here, what is cos a times cos a? It will be cos a square, right? But if you write like this, is wrong. You write like this is wrong. You have to put bracket. You can write like this, okay, cos a square. But actually, the proper way to write this is write the square here, in front like this, right? If you write like this also betul, write this also betul, okay? But I want you to know that the correct way to write is like this lah, okay? Tak ada orang tulis macam ni man. For trigo, sine, cos, tangent, usually when we square, we write the square here, right? This is the correct way to write. But if you write like this, memang salah. This one memang salah. Ini cara memang salah, right? So remember, when you square, the square, we write it here. So cos a times cos a, it will be cos square a. Sin a times sin a, it will be sin square a. And proven already. Yeah, that's the answer. Okay, they said derive, right? So I'm gonna write derived. Yeah. So it's already from left hand side, I already changed to the right hand side. So that's the answer. Okay. Okay, that's all. Now we can do part B. So let's see part B. They want me to sketch the graph for this whole thing for 0 until 270. Okay, this is really hard graph to sketch. Why I cakap macam tu is because they only want you to sketch until 270. And then also there's a lot of things to do here, right? 2a means 2 cycle, 1/2 means the amplitude have to change, plus 1/2 means you have to naik, the graph have to naik atas. Okay, I always teach the same thing to student. Kalau boleh lukis trigo punya graph, we sketch dulu sebelah dia. Sketch means kita conteng dulu. It means this is not the real one lah. We just testing saja. Just lukis, just conteng sebelah dulu. So how we conteng? First we look at this. We focus on this. So cos 2a means I have to draw a cos graph, and the cos graph looks like the underwear shape. But if it's 2a ataupun 2x, it means there has to be 2 cycle in 360 degree. It means dalam 360 degree kena ada 2 cos graph. and this is 360. That's what it means, right? But the 360 later in Addmaths usually they want you to use radian one, so you have to change to 2 pi, right? But this question is very weird because they want to use degree. And jarang dalam Addmaths they ask in degree one. Usually when they sketch, they always ask in degree. But this question they ask in degree, right? But most question, okay, actually all the state paper I did, all they ask in radian one, but this one they ask in degree. So later I have to do in degree lah. Okay, maybe some student will tell me, hey sir, they want me to draw until 270, so maybe I have to cut somewhere here like that. Okay, don't cut first. Don't cut first. If you cut, it will mess up if you're working later. So it's better to draw until 360. Last kali baru you cut. Last kali baru you cut. Jangan cut sekarang. Okay, it means this range from 0 to 270, last kali baru kita padam yang extra. Sekarang jangan tengok yang ni dulu. Don't look at this first. We only focus on the soalan, right? We only focus on drawing for 360 dulu. Yang 270 nanti last kali baru tengok. Okay, sekarang saya sudah berjaya buat cos 2A. Sekarang saya kena buat 1/2 yang depan. Yang depan ni, it means amplitude. Amplitude means the higher here will be 1/2, and the minimum value will be -1/2. Okay, because amplitude, right? And then the last one is +1/2. What is +1/2? It means every value have to +1/2. It means the whole graph have to naik half kotak. It means what happens to all this value, you have to +1/2, +1/2, +1/2. So what is 1/2 plus 1/2? 1. Because half plus half, so 1 lah. And then the 0 plus 1/2, that will be 1/2, because 0 plus half is half lah. And then what is -half plus half? -half plus half will be 0. All right. So can you see now your x-axis becomes here already? Okay, it becomes down here already. You know why? Because the whole graph move atas. The whole graph move ke atas. And if the whole graph move ke atas, it means your x-axis will turun bawah. I repeat, the whole graph have to move up half kotak. It means your new x-axis will be down, will be bawah. That's why originally the x-axis here, now it becomes down already because I turun bawah. Okay. And now what we can do is we can sketch the graph, right? We can sketch the graph, right? So when we sketch the graph, you have to use ruler. Now we draw nicely. Yang tadi ini just demo saja. This one is just kita conteng for fun saja. Kita main-main saja. Yang ini baru yang real punya. This one is the one yang kita kena pass up. So what I already know, I don't have anything down below the x-axis. So I'm just gonna put my x-axis bawah, and then here I'm gonna label with 0, 1/2, 1 lah. And of course, use pencil when we draw in the exam. Okay, use black pen actually. And then here I have to write y. Okay, so I only need 1/2 and 1 here, and then this will be 4 potokan. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So this will be 360. This will be 90, 180, 270. Actually, I'm so not used to this because usually in MS, they ask in radian, right? So now I'm writing in degree. It's like I feel so, how to say, so weird. But I have to write in degree for this question because they ask in degree. So we just follow them, okay? All right, now we start to draw the shape, right? Okay, I know some student will ask me like, hey, sir, they only want until 270. So why you draw on it? Okay, I tell you already, right? The 270, you do last kali. Because if you padam now, mesti it will mess up with your shape later. Because some student, they don't know where to stop, whether here, here, or here, or here. That is why don't listen to my advice. Just draw for 360. Last kali baru you buat yang tu. Alright. So now my job is we always draw for 360. Okay. Last kali baru kita erase. So the graph looks like this. It starts from 1. So it has to start from 1. Goes down until negative. Sorry. It goes down until 0. Yeah, because this is 0, right? Okay, because I cut this becomes 0 already. So I have to go down until 0. But a lot of students will do like this. They will do like this. Okay, wait. If I go down until 0, can it be like this? Cannot, right? Because if when it's like this, then gone already. Because you cannot fit 2 cos graph already. So I have to make sure the 180 is here. Because 360 is for 2 cos graph, right? For 2 underwear. So satu underwear must be here. It means there is a point dekat sini. And then there's a point dekat sini. And within 180, I have to complete one graph. It means definitely the middle point is here. Okay, like this. So definitely it has to look like this. Like this, baru logic. Like this, baru kita boleh buat dua cos graph. You understand, right? And then when the 1/2, this one, if you look carefully at this, what is this? This is the old x-axis. I repeat, this dotted line I draw here is the old x-axis. Because originally the x-axis duduk sini mah. But why the new x-axis goes down one? Because the whole graph sudah naik. The whole graph sudah naik half kotak. That's why the new x-axis, it goes down half kotak. See, this is the old x-axis. It goes down already. So this is the final answer lah. Okay, I know some of my own student, they might do something like this, right? Because that's how I teach my student. I teach them to ganti this with 0, 1, -1, and then use calculator to get the coordinate. Can also. If you want to do like that, can also. You will end up with all these coordinates that I plot. All these coordinates 0, 1, 45, 1/2, and then so on lah. This one is actually 45. Dia punya x coordinate adalah 45 sebenarnya. And then this one, the x coordinate will be 135. This one 225. This one 315. Can also, if you use the calculator method, you will end up with all these coordinate. Okay, can also, it's up to you. You will end up with the same answer. Okay, don't forget the last step is to check the range. The range wants us to draw from 0 until 270 only. So I have to cut off at 270 and erase this. Okay, so let's erase now. So let's take out my eraser and then we start. Oh, what happened? Okay. Sorry. Okay, so let's take out my eraser and then we erase until 270, right? And then this one all have to erase. This one also have to erase, right? So that's the answer lah. Yep, this is the answer. Okay. Okay, let's label nicely. This one is x. And then don't forget the equation also is y equals 1/2 cos 2a plus 1/2. So remember, if the soalan don't want you to draw until 360, we still draw until 360, but last kali baru kita padam. If imagine if I how to say, if I padam in the beginning. In the beginning I try to padam. Then a lot of students, they will make like careless mistake. Maybe they will cut at the wrong place. Maybe they will cut at like maybe dekat sini, right? Maybe they thought like this is 270. Then wrong already. That's why it's very important to like draw until 360 first. Because when we draw until 360, we all know how to draw until 360. Then only we erase at the end. Okay, don't look at this when we are drawing the graph, okay, because it will, how to say, it will mess up your drawing later. So yeah, this is how you do it. Hope you understand. Now we can do part B. Okay, part B I already do this one, right? But there's still another paragraph here, so let's read what it says. Hence, using the same axis, sketch a suitable straight line to find the number of solution. Number of solution means number of intersection point, right? But I have to draw a straight line to find the how many times they intersect to this equation. And then for 0 until 270, state the number of solution, means state the number of intersection point lah. All right, let's write down the equation they gave us in the soalan. It's 1/2 cos square A minus 1/2 sine square A equals to 2A over 540 minus 1/2. Okay, I want to mention one thing. When we do this question, where they ask us to find number of solution, we have to draw a straight line, but you cannot simply draw like that, cannot. You have to find out the coordinate of the straight line. And if you want to find out the coordinate, the point for the straight line, you need the equation of straight line. And equation of straight line usually look like this: y equals mx plus c. Okay, y equals mx plus c. But if you look at the equation they gave us, this is not even y equals mx plus c. This one, y pun tak ada. This equation, y like don't even have y. So this does not look like an equation of straight line to me. This looks like something very weird. So what I have to do now is convert this to y equals mx plus c, hopefully. It means I have to make my equation looks like an equation of straight line, so I can draw the straight line. But macam mana nak jadikan ini supaya ada y equals mx plus c? Okay, first you kena jadikan dia ada y dulu. Because now it's like tak ada y, tak ada y, tak ada y, tak ada y. Like, so tak ada y means it's not even an equation of straight line. So how can I make it supaya ada y? We have to refer our last question. We have to refer our previous question, because our previous question told us that y is actually equals to 1/2 cos 2a plus 1/2. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to try my best to change this equation to 1/2 cos 2a plus 1/2, because if I can do that, then I can uh tukar jadi y. Then my equation will have y already. So let me tell you what I will do now. First thing first, I will factorize out the 1/2. Factorize means bahagi. So left with cos square inside the bracket. Here left with sine square inside the bracket, right? And then here is still the same 2a over, but the 2 and 540 can cut, right? So let's cut now lah. So when you cut, what is 540 divide 2? It will be 270, I think. So it will be a over 270 minus 1/2. All right. And maybe you will ask me, hey, sir, why you take out the 1/2? Because cos square minus sine square is equivalent to cos 2a. See what I did there? I changed to cos 2a. And then the minus 1 over 2, I'll move here, become plus 1 over 2 equals to a over 270. And if you look at this, it already is already, excuse me, it's already the same with this. It means this whole thing is y. So now my equation is y equals a over 270. And now it's like equation of straight line already. Y equals mx plus c. Okay. Yeah, this is your equation. It's just that the x they change to a saja, but it's correct already. Yeah. Okay. And if your x, if your a duduk atas, ataupun your x duduk atas means their equation straight line lah, right? And now you have your equation of straight line already. This is your straight line equation. Now you can find some coordinate to plot inside the graph and then draw the line. All right. Okay, at least you have to find 2 points, huh? Because if 1 point, how you want to draw the line, right? At least 2 points lah, huh? So let's letak x0 because usually x0 is like very easy. So x0 means x divided 270 0 also. So the first point is 0 0, but I need another point. So can you suggest me another point you want to use? You can use 90, 180, all also can. But if I am you, I think I'll use 270 because if the x is 270, your x is a now, okay? So if your x is 270, 270 divided 270 is 1. So 271 is here. And you can draw your line easily now, okay? Okay, I don't understand why they put a here. They should have put x actually, right? Because the x-axis is x, but never mind lah. Okay, okay, let's draw the line now. So this is the line, okay? But I have to write the equation for the straight line also, but I don't have enough space. So how? Okay, let me erase this. This is the cos equation. I write somewhere else lah. I write here. Y equals 1 over 2 cos 2a plus 1 over 2. This is the equation, right? 1 over 2 cos 2a plus 1 over 2. And then for the straight line equation, then baru saya tulis sini. Then ada tempat lah. Okay, now we can calculate the number of solution, means number of intersection point. So we have 1 intersection point, 2, 3. So definitely the NOS means number of solution is 3. They never ask you to find the coordinate of the intersection point. You don't have to go and tarik dotted line, baca the x coordinate, baca tak payah. They just want the number of solutions saja. It means berapa titik persilangan? 3 lah. 3. You don't have to find out the exact coordinate, exact solution, tak payah, just the berapa saja. So berapa? 3. So that's the answer. Okay. So how many marks? 6 marks, 2 marks, 8 marks in total. So this is trigo question punya soalan lah. Alright. I'm gonna continue. Okay, let's continue with question number 3. This looks like an indices question to me. So let's go. Soalan A. Simplify this whole thing. Okay, first of all, they got put bracket power 2. It means everything inside the bracket have to power 2. So first thing is negative 8 have to power 2. The x power 4 also have to power 2. So you have to write bracket x power 4 power 2 like that. And then y power 3 pun kena power 2. It become y power 3 power 2. And then over 16x power 5y like this. Okay, what is negative 8 power 2? Use calculator, you can get 64 here. Right? And then what is x power 4 power 2? Don't tell me x power 6. Siapa yang cakap x power 6? Saya hantam. Okay. This one is x power 8. Okay. Hey, if I tell you x power 4 times x power 2, then this one is x power 4 plus 2, which is x power 6. If you have base sama darab, the power will be plus. But if the power is like this, side by side, you have to times them together. Becomes 8. So this one is x power 4 times 2, bukan 4 plus 2. So this one is 8. Okay, what about this one? Y power 3, okay, y power 5 or y power 6? Tell me, y power 5 or y power 6? What we have to do with these two numbers? We have to times. So it'll be y power 6. You don't tell me what 3 plus 2, 5. No. That one, no. That one have to times. I already mentioned, I already explained here. Okay, what about yang bawah? Yang bawah is 16, x power 5, y lah. Okay, sekarang buat apa? Okay, now it's very simple. Number hanya boleh buat dengan number, x hanya boleh buat dengan x, y hanya boleh buat dengan y. It means number buat dengan number, x dengan x, buat, y dengan y buat. So number hanya boleh buat dengan number. So 64 divide 16, press calculator, dapat 4. And then number, x hanya boleh buat dengan x. So what is x power 8 divide x power 5? It will be x power 8 minus 5, right? I already explained here, if the base sama times, the power will plus. Then if base sama bahagi, then the power will minus. So it will be x 8 minus 5. But we can do this quickly, is x power 3. So straight away write x power 3. And for my last part, it will be y power 6 divide y power 1. It means y power 6 minus 1. Same with y power 5. And this is the answer. Okay, sudah siap. Saya sudah berjaya simplify. Okay, let's continue with question B. Question B says solve the equation means cari x lah. Okay, so how to cari? 2 power 4x equals to, okay, kalau boleh, we try to change to the same base, right? Because it's an indices question. And how do we change to same base? Just tukar all this number to the smallest base. Okay, base 2, dia memang tak boleh tukar jadi any smaller base because base 2 is like the smallest base already. You cannot change 2 to any smaller base, so I'm just going to leave it there. 16 can change to base 4 actually. It's 4 power 2, right? But is this the smallest base? I want the smallest. Actually, no, right? That you can change even smaller, base 2. Okay, 2 power 4 is also 16. So the smallest base here is 2 power 4. Okay, and then yang belakang ni base 2, okay, base 2 memang tak boleh tukar jadi same base, so kita salin saja macam ni, right? Okay, sampai sini you buat apa? Sampai sini you buat apa? Okay, sampai sini you boleh, okay, let's think about this. Since I want to find x, I will jadikan yang, because this one have x, right? This one ada x, this one ada x. So yang ada x saya letak sekali lah. It means the 2 power 4x, the plus 2 pindah jadi minus. Oh, by the way, these two cannot merge together. You don't tell me something like, oh sir, these two you can combine jadi 2 and then the power will be plus. Tak boleh, tak boleh, tak boleh. Tak boleh buat macam ni. Kalau tengah-tengah times baru boleh. Kalau tengah-tengah times, then you can use this formula. Because if this one is times, then the power we can plus lah because same base already. But if it's plus, then cannot. Okay. So what I will do here is instead of, because you cannot merge, so I just pindah to the other side, right? It means yang ada x saya letak sekali, and then the other one, the 2 power 4, actually I'll just change it back to 16 actually. Okay, yeah, this one is like tak penting actually because it's on the other side, right? So even if it's tak sama base also, it's fine. Okay, sampai sini you boleh buat apa? You don't tell me something like, oh sir, this one you can take 2 and then the power minus, because minus I already say cannot. If it's this one is divide baru boleh. If this one divide then you buat 2 power take the power minus then boleh. But if it's minus here, then there's no formula you can use. So what you have to do instead is, okay, let's talk about the law of indices. We have a power m times a power n, it will be a power m plus n, right? If base summer times. But if it's a power m divide a power n, it will be a power n minus n. So these two main formulas is the one we learn, right? So when it's same base, times or divide, baru kita boleh merge. Kalau times power plus, kalau divide power minus. But if this one is minus, you cannot. So how you do it is you will do it in reverse. You do it in reverse. Kalau dia plus minus, it means instead of merging them into one, instead of combining jadi satu base A, you will separate everything. Okay, tapi you hanya boleh separate from here to here bila dia punya power ada plus minus, then baru you boleh separate. So yeah, this one power tak ada plus minus, so this one memang cannot separate already. But if you look at this, the power got plus minus, so we can separate. How to separate? 2 power 4x divide 2 power 1, sorry. Okay, 2 power 1. Okay, for those who's confused, I'm just using this formula, but I do it in reverse. Because if a power m minus n boleh jadi a power m divided a power n. So kalau 2 power 4x minus 1, dia boleh jadi 2 power 4x divided 2 power 1, right? But actually, there's another way to write this. You can also write 2 power 4x times 2 power negative 1. Can also. This one and this one same. Okay. If I write divide, then I don't put the minus lah, because divide already means minus already. But if I write times, then I write minus. So you want to write like this also can, like this also can. Okay. Okay. But I will stick with what I write in the beginning. So I'll erase this. And then don't forget to equal 16 lah. Okay. Sampai sini the 2 power 4x tak boleh buat. So yang tak boleh buat I will just bungkus. Bungkus means I will just put a bracket like this. And then the 2 power 4x also I cannot do. I will just bungkus macam ni. Okay, divide 2 means 1 over 2. Okay, divide 2 means bahagi 2, right? It means darab 1 over 2 lah, equals to 16. And if you look now, what you write in the bracket, they are the same thing, right? Can you see they are the same? 2 power 4x, 2 power 4x. And if they are the same, what we can do? We can factorize, right? We can take out the 2 power 4x from these two terms. So when we take out 2 power 4x, what's left here? 1. Okay, 1. When we take out means bahagi. So 2 power 4x divided 2 power 4x is 1. And then minus the 1 over 2 I have to write inside. And then the 2 power 4x no need to write already, because I already bahagi means I already take it out. Equals to 16. And now you left with 1 minus 1 over 2, which is also 1 over 2, bracket 2 power 4x equals 16. And then 2 power 4x equals to 16 times 2, 32. And now you end up with this. Now we just have to look at the both side. Base 2, base 32, check whether they can change to same base or not. If they can change to same base, then you change to same base and then compare the power. Kalau boleh tukar jadi same base lah. Kalau tak boleh, then you tambah log both side. You tambah log sini, letak log sini, and then tekan log 32 divide log 2. Itu kalau tak boleh tukar jadi same base, right? But 2 and 32 can change to same base because 2 power 5 is 32, right? So we change to same base, and since now the base same already, it means the power will be the same also. It means we can compare 2 dengan 2 compare 4x sama dengan 5, so x equals 5 over 4. Yeah, this is the answer, right? So sudah siap. Okay, hope you understand. Let's continue. Okay, number 4. Solution by scale drawing is not accepted. Okay, this one not important. And then they says diagram 4 shows a playground OPQR. Mana? OPQR. So this whole thing is a playground. Point ABC are the position of bench provided and ABC are collinear. Mana ABC? Point A, point B, point C are position of bench. So these are all like, how to say, like tempat duduk, yang tempat yang boleh duduk lah. And they say ABC are collinear. Collinear means segaris. Collinear means segaris. It means ABC is a straight line. So I should use a ruler to join this to remind me later that they are collinear. And can you tell me if collinear means what? It means the AB gradient and the BC gradient is same lah. Because collinear, right? So if I have 3 points that are collinear, let's say I potong this line and I letak beside this line, what do you think? Mesti dia akan parallel, right? Because they are from the same line, right? They will have the same gradient. Okay, but let's not do anything first. Let's see what they want. Oh, the other bagi lagi info. It is given that the ratio of AB BC is 1 over 3. It means AB ratio dia 1. So AB 1. And then BC ratio dia 3. So sini 3 lah, right? It means we can find point A later. Okay. But we cannot use the midpoint formula. Okay, because if midpoint means the distance here and distance here kena sama baru boleh guna midpoint formula. And kalau dia midpoint dia punya ratio mesti 1-1. Okay, because half it's like 1 over 2 kalau dia midpoint, right? But we can clearly see that this distance here is shorter but this one is longer, so you cannot use the midpoint formula. Midpoint is when the distance here and distance here is same. Then we can take x plus 11 divide 2 equals 2, y plus 10 divide 2 equals 4 kalau dia midpoint. But this one is not midpoint, so we have to use another method. So soalan A1, they want to find coordinate of A. So I will tell you now what method you have to use. So you have to use another formula. It's called the point C formula. I'll call it the point C formula. Okay, I call it the point C formula, but the formula is basically you use it when the ratio tak sama. Okay, and you always use the formula to find the point in between, right? So the formula point in between is point B actually. So you don't go and write point C or point A, cannot. You have to write point B, right? And then the formula looks like this. It looks like a midpoint formula. Okay, the midpoint formula is x plus x divided 2, y plus y divided 2, but this one is like you have to darab silang. So what you have to do is you have to take point yang hujung, which is A and C, and you have to darab dengan ratio yang jauh. So point A times 3, point C times 1. Okay, but since the point A dia kita tak tahu, so I'm just gonna call it xy. So now when I darab silang, it will be point A times 3 means x times 3, y times 3. So it will be 3x here, 3y here. Okay, make sure you write the 3y here lah at belakang because that's the y coordinate. Okay, and then I have to repeat the same thing now, but do it with point C. But point C have to times 1. So 11 times 1, 10 times 1. 11 times 1, tulis depan. 10 times 1, tulis belakang because that's the y coordinate. And then plus in the middle. Then what about yang bawah sini? Okay, bawah is the ratio tambah together. 1 plus 3, 1 plus 3. Right? So this is the formula. This is the formula. Okay, the formula that we already belajar. And don't forget point B sudah ada 2, 4. Okay. Because when I teach my student, I don't teach them to memorize the formula. I just teach them to do it like this, where you biasakan dengan darab silang macam tu. I don't ask them to memorize. Okay, because if you memorize, it's very complicated one. The formula is like nx1 plus what my2 blah, blah, blah. It's like very panjang one. So and also even if you memorize the formula, and if you memorize the formula but you don't know how to apply it, it's useless also, right? So that's why saya sendiri pun tak hafal formula tu sebenarnya. Okay, I just do a lot of exercise to biasakan myself how to darab benda tu. Okay, let's continue. 3x, 11 times 1 is 11 divide 4. And then this one is 3y plus 10 divide 4. And now we can compare side by side. X coordinate dengan x coordinate boleh compare. So 3x plus 11 over 4 equals to 2. So x equals to 8 minus 11, negative 3 divided 3, negative 1. And then the other one is the y coordinate, which is 3y plus 10 over 4. Dia boleh sama dengan y coordinate on the other side, 4. So I can find my y, 4 times 4, 16. 16 minus 10, 6. 6 divided 3, 2. So now that is your point A lah. Negative 1, comma 2. Have to write this baris. This one have to write like this. You cannot stop like this. Because if they want to find point, it means your final answer should look like this. Okay. Okay, I sudah ada saya punya point A. Now let's label inside the diagram. And also let's erase all this because it's like very messy. Okay. Negative 1, 2. But I recommend when you do exercise, you conteng you punya buku lah. Okay, because if you tak label macam tu, it's very hard to see siapa darab siapa, right? I just erase it because later I have to do the next question, right? And I takut benda tu, how to say? I tak nampak info because of all those labeling. But I recommend you to label when you are doing exercise. Ataupun doing an exam also, I recommend you just conteng conteng sikit the diagram. Okay, number 2, find the area of playground OPQR. So the area of playground in, but they say in meter square. Is this in meter? Okay, they never say, huh? They never say that all of this is in meter. Oh, actually they got mentioned here. Yeah, it's in meter. So definitely I don't have to worry about the unit because the x-axis is already in meter, the y-axis also already in meter. So I just straight away find the area using this formula. 1/2 modulus, and then I have to put all the vertices inside the modulus. So they want the OPQR. So do I have the point O? Yes, 0, 0, followed by P. Which one is P? Negative 5, 3, and then Q, 14, 18, and then R, 15, 1. And before you close the molars, don't forget to repeat the first one, 0, 0. Okay. And one more thing, when you write the vertices, you can write in any order you want. Dia tak semestinya OPQR. You can also write in this order, ORQP ataupun RQPO. You can even start from Q. QPOR can also, you will get the same answer. Just make sure just make sure the next point you tulis ada line sambung ke situ. For example, if I start from point O, then the next one you cannot write point Q because tak ada line sambung dekat situ. You can either ORQP or OPQR macam tu. Tak boleh OQ because O to Q tak ada line pun. So yang tu kena tahu lah. Or if you scared, you just follow the order yang dia bagi dekat sini, OPQR. That's the safest one lah. Okay. Alright, let's continue. 1/2 modulus. Okay, this one how to continue from here. You have to darab silang. And when I say darab silang, you have to start from atas. So what is nombor atas? 0, and you have to darab silang. Means you darab macam ni. So what is 0 times 3? 0. And then write the plus. Negative 5 times 18. Negative, use calculator lah. 18 times 5. So I get 90. So just write 90. Okay. And then close bracket, write the plus. 14 times 1, 14. And then write the plus. 15 times 0, 0. But 0, no need to write lah. Okay. So no need to write. And after that, you will write minus. Okay. Why suddenly semua plus? Now suddenly you minus? Because we already sudah habis already. Now we have to go back to the beginning and change direction. And when we change direction, we have to minus. So minus, change direction, 0 times negative 5, 0. But I already mentioned 0 tak tulis pun tak apa. And then minus 3 times 14, 42. Okay, and then minus 18 times 15, use calculator. Okay, let me press 18 times 15. Okay, my calculator give me negative 270. All right, so 270, and then minus with the last one, 1 times 0. Okay, but 1 times 0 is 0. So 0 tak payah tulis lah. Okay, minus 0 tak tulis pun tak apa. So now you left with 1/2 modulus. Okay, all of this you just press calculator. Right? So let's press negative 90 plus 14 plus minus 42 minus 270. Okay, my calculator give me negative 388. Negative 388. But what happens to the modulus? The modulus means this negative 388 will become positive 388. And then 388 divide 2, you will get positive 194. And don't forget to write meter square lah, because this one, everything is in meter, right? All right. So that's the answer. Okay. Hope you understand. Okay. Quite simple actually. You just have to remember formula lah. This is coordinate geometry punya chapter punya. And all this formula we learned in that chapter already. Okay. Let's do B. Okay. Let's read the question. Reflexology path will build such that the distance of path from bench C is always 3 meter. What is reflexology path? It means the path yang you pernah tengok the path yang ada like batu right, and when you step on it, it's like, how to say, supposed to be good for your health or something. Okay, but it doesn't matter lah. Okay? Actually, you don't understand what is the reflexology path also, you can do this question. Okay, so they say it's built such that the distance from C is always 3 meter. So where is point C? Point C is here, right? And you have the coordinate for point C 11, 10. And they say the reflexology path is always 3 meter from C. Find equation of position of path. Okay, let me tell you. If the equation, if the reflexology path, if the path is always 3 meter from C, it will form a circle around C. Yeah, it will form a circle and the radius will be 3 meter. Okay, you know why it becomes a circle? Because if it's always 3 meter, it means it's a circle lah. Because if you move further away, it becomes more than 3 meter. If you move near, it will be less than 3 meter. That's why it's always 3 meter. So it means you are forming equation of it means the path is actually in a circle shape, in a circular shape, right? And now they want you to find the equation of the path, right? Yeah, find equation of path. And let me tell you, if you want to find equation of path, it means you are finding equation of circle. All right. And also I want to mention this B question is a locus question. It's a locus question. All right. This is a locus question. So how do we find equation of circle? We have to use the distance formula. Okay, we have to use the distance formula. Okay, what is the formula for distance? Bracket square plus bracket square, and then x1 minus x2, and then here is y1 minus y2. Okay, and then square root the whole thing lah. Okay, but before we use this distance formula, we need to have two information. This is how I always teach my student. If you want to find equation of circle, you need two important information. And the two information here is you need the center of circle punya coordinate. You need the center of circle coordinate. And another information is you need the radius. If you don't have these two information, you cannot find the equation of circle. So do we have these two? Yes. The center coordinate is C 1110 and the radius is 3. So now we have the center radius. Now we can find the equation of circle. So how to find equation of circle? Well, the distance between the path and center is always 3 unit, right? It means the distance is the radius, 3 unit. And then we use the distance formula now, equals to 3. And then this formula will be bracket square plus bracket square. But for the x minus x, y minus y, you need to take which coordinate? The center coordinate and the path coordinate. And the path coordinate will be xy. The path coordinate will be xy. Right? Because when we are doing locus question, dia mesti akan ada satu point yang dia punya coordinate xy, because it's a moving point. And when it's a moving point, the coordinate will keep changing. That's why mesti ada akan satu point yang xy, and the point that is moving now is the path in a circular motion. So that's why the path coordinate is xy, the center is 1110. But even though we don't know the coordinate of path, but we do know that the path and the center, dia punya distance is always 3 unit. Do you agree? The path and the center of the circle coordinate is always 3 unit. Doesn't matter where is it along the circle, the distance is always 3 unit. That is why we can do distance always equals to 3. And the formula is x minus x, y minus y. So x minus 11, y minus 10. It means that the distance of path from the center is always 3 unit. Okay, now we can solve this. How to solve? We can square both sides. When we square both sides, we can get rid of this square root. Now is left with 9 on the other side. And then here we're left with x minus 11 square. Okay, let's expand this. It will be x square minus 121. Sorry, minus 22. Minus 22x plus 121. Okay, the fast way to expand is like this lah. The fastest way is to take depan square, so x square. And then depan darab belakang darab 2. That's why it's negative 11x times 2, negative 22x. And then belakang square, it will be positive 121. Right? Okay, let's do one more time. Y minus 10 square. What's the correct way to expand this? First, you ambil depan square, so y square. And then depan darab belakang darab 2. So y times negative 10, negative 10y times 2, negative 20y. And then belakang square is plus 100. This is the correct way to expand. Okay. Okay, after you reach here, you can susun jadi general form. Right? And when you susun, we have to write x square paling depan, followed by y square, and then followed by x, negative 22x, and then followed by negative 20y. And then the last thing is the number baru equals 0. Right? Because general form must equal 0. So what is the number? 121 plus 100, but have to minus 9. Because the 9 is on the other side. So when you move here, become minus. So let's press calculator. 121 plus 100 minus 9. So let me press. Okay, my calculator give me positive 212. So that's what you write here, 212, and that's the answer. Right? That's the equation of circle ataupun equation of locus. Right? So sudah siap, that's the answer. Okay, hope you understand. Let's continue. All right, number 5. Solution by scale drawing is not accepted. Not important. Let's skip. Okay, diagram 5 shows the position of Michelle when running in the period of 5 hours. Okay, let's check 5 hours. Okay, betul dia run for 5 hours. And it's given by the equation of curve, this one, right? But if I am you, I will straight away expand this, right? Like, because whenever I see bracket, I cannot, my hand cannot resist. I will straight away expand, even though the question maybe never asked also, but I will still do it anyway. So let's expand this. It become 1/3 t power 3, because t times t squared is t power 3, right? And then the negative 9t times t becomes negative 9t square. But the 9 can divide 3 becomes 3, right? And then the last one is 24 times t. 24t divided 3 is 8t. So when I explain, I'll get this one, right? And then where t is the time in hour, okay? So what does it mean? It means s is actually the distance, right? Because it's in kilometer, right? And then t is actually the time taken in hour. So this is a distance time graph. Is it running in a period of 5 hours? Okay lah, yeah lah. So s is the distance run, and then t is the time taken in hours. Okay. So what does it mean by this point? It means in 1 hour, she already run this much kilometer, like 26.5 kilometer. Okay. And so on lah. Okay. Alright, tak apa. Let's see what they want bawah sini. Okay, soalan A says find the slope of curve at t equals 2.4. What is slope? Okay, slope means gradient. Slope means gradient. Okay, but let me tell you, you can only find gradient for garis lurus. Gradient is something that gradient it means you are trying to measure how sengit is the line. Okay, and if the line is like this, you cannot find the gradient actually, unless they give you a specific point. Then you can draw a tangent line to find the gradient. I repeat one more time. When you find slope, find gradient, you can only find gradient for line yang garis yang straight punya, garis lurus. If I ask you, okay, if the line is like this, then the gradient is positive lah. If the line is like this, then the gradient is negative. But if I ask you the line, but let's say the line is looking like this, can you find the gradient of this? Cannot. Unless you give me a specific point, and then I draw a tangent line, then it's possible to find the gradient of this. And how we use it? We use dy dx. We use differentiation. So it's clear to me this is a differentiation question already. So they want to find slope of curve at t equals 2.4. There is a reason why they mention at t equals 2.4, because you can't find the gradient of a line that's looking like this. Okay, that's why they give you a specific point. So 2.4 dekat mana? 2.2, 2.4, 2.6, 2.8, 3. So 2.4 is here. So what they want is the gradient. It means they want to find. What you have to do now is you draw a tangent line. Tangent means the line yang sentuh curve satu point. And what you're doing now is you will find the gradient of this line. So how you do it? You use dy dx. So let's write down our equation. S equals 1 over 3 t power 3 minus 3t squared plus 8t. And you will take this and differentiate. So when you differentiate, you get ds dt. And then you get power times with number in front. 3 times 1 over 3 is 1. So 1 tak payah tulis. And then power minus 1 is t power 2. Okay, differentiate. Power darab depan, power minus 1. 2 times negative 3, negative 6. Power minus 1 is just 6t. Differentiate 8t is just going to be 8. Right? And what you do now, this is not the answer. This is what we call the GF. This one, we call it GF. What is GF? The gradient function. The gradient function ataupun the gradient curve. But if you want to find gradient tangent, you have to sub the t with the x coordinate of the point, which is 2.4 lah, I guess, right? So this is how you find the gradient tangent. Okay, the gradient. Okay, ataupun the slope lah. Okay, so now time to press calculator. Bracket 2.4 close bracket square minus 6 bracket 2.4 close bracket plus 8. Okay, my calculator give me negative 16 over 25, right? So that's the answer. Negative 16 over 25. That's the gradient of this line. Okay, and it makes sense, right? Because the line is going down, and I say the line going down, gradient negative, right? So yeah, the line is going down. That's why the gradient is negative, right? Okay, let me erase this, and then we continue with B. Okay, let me erase first. Okay, let's do B. Let's see what they want. Okay, B says find the exact position of Michelle at the turning points. Wait, what? Find the exact position. Oh, it means they want the turning point coordinate lah. Is it? Find the exact position of Michelle at the turning point. So the turning point is this one, right? This one and this one. But what do they mean by find exact position? Uh, Find exact position. This coordinate they give already, it's 2 something, right? 2, and then here is like 35, 34, 33. And then this one is, what's the coordinate here? 4, and then 25, 26, right? So that's the turning point lah. 233. So find the exact position. Okay, I think the keyword here is this one, right? Turning point, right? But the turning point they give in that soalan already. But okay, tak apa. Let's use the differentiation method to find the turning point, right? Okay, when we find turning point, memang ada banyak cara. You can also use the completing the square method, right? To find turning point means you have to change to vertex form, all those things lah. But I don't think this one boleh lah because this one is like power 3 punya equation. So it's not a quadratic, right? So I think it's better if you use the differentiation punya method. So let's do ds dt. But later we have to take ds dt equals 0 because when it's the turning point, the gradient of tangent would be 0. Okay, so ds dt equals 0, and we already do ds dt. It's t square minus 6t plus 8 equals 0. And then now we will do bracket bracket and then use calculator to factorize lah. So let's tekan calculator. So what is the a? 1, the b is -6, the c is 8. Okay, my calculator give me 4 and 2. So this must be 4, this must be 2, this must be t minus 4, t minus 2. So I was right. The first turning point x coordinate is 2, the other one is 4, right? But what they want, I don't quite understand. The exact position. Okay, can I find the y coordinate? Yes, right? Just ganti dalam original equation, then I can get already. So, okay lah, let's try to do that. So, I will continue here because not enough space. So, when t equals 4, your s will be 1 over 3. Okay, I'm referring to this one. Bracket power 3 minus 3 bracket square plus 8t. Okay, because I already get my t, right? But how to get the s coordinate, the y coordinate? The y coordinate will be my s lah, because the y-axis is s. That's why I sub inside the original equation. This will be 4, 4, 4. And then I'll get an answer here. But I have to do one more time for the other answer. T equals 2. So 1 over 3 bracket power 3 minus 3 bracket square plus 8t. But this time it will be 2, 2, 2. Okay, time to press calculator. Let's go. So 1 over 3 times 4 power 3, and then plus minus 3 bracket 4 close bracket square, and then plus 8 times 4, which is 32. Okay, my calculator give me 16 over 3. Okay, let's do the other one. 8 divide 3 minus 3 times 4 plus 16. Okay, my calculator give me 20 over 3 for the other answer, right? So this is my turning point. Wait, did I did something wrong here? T square minus 60 plus 8. Okay, I'm looking at the schema, but the schema give different answer. So let me check that. Let me double check. 1 over 3 t power 3 minus 3t squared plus 8t. T is 4. Okay, let me press one more time. Later. 3. So 16 over 3 lah. But the schema bagi lain. I think the schema salah. Yeah, I think the schema salah. Because the schema write different. So yeah, the schema write 38 over 3, right? Okay, I think the one is wrong lah. Okay. So I think this one they say find the exact position of Michelle at the turning point. So the exact position is what? The exact position. Exact position. Exact position. So I think what they want is just the turning point lah. So the turning point is at 233 and 426 lah, right? So, but they say exact position. Okay, I don't quite understand what is exact position means. I think I just write in coordinate form for them lah. Just write in coordinate form. So the first position is uh 2 220 over 3. Okay, because when the t is 2 is 20 over 3. And then the other one is 416 over 3. Okay, I know maybe you will ask me, hey sir, why is it different with what I write here? Okay, actually if you tekan 20 divide 3, what you get? 20 divide 3. You get 6 point something, right? But uh, why is it this? Uh, okay, wait for me. It doesn't make sense, right? For this point to be like 6 point something, the y coordinate. So what's wrong here? Did I do anything wrong? 38 divided 3. Wait, let me check. Uh, so Maybe this is not the turning point then. Maybe this is not the turning point. Maybe the turning point is like somewhere else, right? Because if you look at this is not the turning point, right? Because the it's not the lowest point. Ada lagi graph yang lagi rendah, right? Okay, let's see what they want for C. Show that each of the position hence by using calculus, show that each of the position is maximum or minimum. So we all know C later have to do the second derivative, right? To determine whether these 2 points, which one is maximum, which one minimum, right? So I think I can do C now, then I will know which one is which point is which point already, right? Okay, let's try. So let's do the second derivative. So differentiate satu kali is this one, right? T squared minus 60 plus 8. So if you differentiate sekali lagi, you will get 2t minus 6, right? If you differentiate sekali lagi, right? And why I do the second derivative? Because they want me to determine maximum or minimum, right? And if you want to determine whether maximum minimum, you will do second derivative. And then after you do second derivative, you will sub the t with the x coordinate of the 2 points, which is 2 and 4, right? And when you sub 2, it means you tengah test for this point lah. You tengah test whether this one is maximum minimum. And the other one, let's say I want to test this one, I will sub t with 4. Okay. And remember, if your answer is bigger than 0, then it's minimum. If it's smaller than 0, then it's maximum. Okay, 2 times 2 is 4, 4 minus 6, negative 2. 2 times 4, 8, 8 minus 6 is 2, right? But this one is smaller 0, this one bigger 0. It means I already know which one is minimum, which one maximum lah. So this first point where x equals to 2, the 220/3, that is the minimum or maximum? 220/3 is okay, smaller than 0, maximum. So it's a maximum point. Comma, and then the other point, what's the other point? 416/3, that will be minimum lah. Because when I try to sub the 4 inside, I get bigger than 0. And it means minimum is a minimum point. Okay? Okay, let me check with the schema, betul ke? Okay lah, the schema give a little bit different because the B answer also tak sama already. But anyways, I will just stick to my working lah. It means the 220/3 is this point lah. But I tak faham kenapa 20/3, when you tekan 20 divide 3, you dapat 6 point something. You dapat 6 point something, which is like not tak sama dengan this one. I tak faham. Because this one is like 30 point something, right? But even in the schema jawapan also tak dapat. Because the schema jawapan give me like 38/3. That one also tak dapat 30 point something. And then 1, 2, 4, the schema jawapan also tak ada logic. Like the schema answer also when you kan Y coordinate, dia bukan 30 point something. So I'm not sure. I think the schema did wrong also. I feel like this is, I'll just stick to this lah. Yeah, I think I'll just do it like this. So if any of you, maybe okay lah, I think I did everything correctly. So okay lah, I'll just leave it like this. Okay, if you found out any better way to solve it, or maybe you found out my mistake, you can tell me in the comment. Okay. All right. So let's go. Okay, let's continue. Number 6, let's read. Lee has saved some money in N months. Okay. His savings increase and form a geometric progression. Okay. It is given that the savings in the 5th month are 4 times the savings in the 3rd month. So definitely it's a progression question. So let's do A. So savings increase, form a geometric progression. So the 5th month, T5, is 4 times the 3rd month, right? And then calculate the common ratio. Okay, we already know the R is 2. Okay, how come I know straight away? Is because they say his savings increase and form a geometric progression, right? And we don't know the first term, we don't know the second term, but T5 is the same as AR power 4. And then T3 is same with AR power 2, right? Because the Tn formula for geometric is AR power n minus 1, right? And then I can just I want to find R, right? So I can just pinna this there, and when I pinna, you can cut the A. So it becomes AR power 4, AR power 2 equals to 4. The AA cut already, left with R power 4 divided R power 2, which is the same with R power 2 equals 4. And the R will be square root 4, which is 2 lah, right? Okay, I will ignore, actually square root 4, there's another answer, negative 2, right? But it cannot be negative lah. Because if the R is negative, it means the saving is negative already. How can the saving be negative? The saving keep increasing. Increasing means, because if your R is negative, it means your progression will look like this. Satu positive, satu negative, satu positive, satu negative, satu positive, satu negative. If your R is negative lah, because when you multiply with a negative number, your tanda will change. That's why it will be positive, negative, positive, negative. Then it doesn't make sense already because the savings tak tak apa ya tak boleh jadi macam ni, right? So okay, let's write that in our working also lah, plus minus, but I'll write since savings only increases, comma R must be equals to 2. Yeah. Okay, because if negative 2, then it becomes increase, decrease, increase, decrease, increase, decrease, which doesn't make any sense. Okay, soalan B. Soalan B says what? If the total of his savings is RM1533, the total, and the beginning of his savings is 3, calculate value of n. So we now know the first term lah. Because the beginning is 3, right? So I can call this the T1. The T2 will be 6. Okay, T2. And then the T3 will be 12. Wait, betul. 3 times 2, 6 times 2, 12, yeah. Because the R is 2, right? So the A first term is 3, the R is 2. Okay, because every time you times 2, times 2, times 2. And then now they say the total of his savings is 1533. Total of his savings. So there's the word here, right? Total. So instead of using Tn, you have to write Sn already. So Sn equals 1533. And now they say find value of n, so boleh lah. But we have to use the Sn formula. Do you know the Sn formula? Dia ada dua kan? Sn formula ada dua. Satu is 1 minus R dekat bawah, and satu lagi is R minus 1. Kalau bawah 1 minus R, then atas akan jadi 1 minus R power n, and then bracket A. But kalau bawah R minus 1, then atas akan jadi A bracket R power n minus 1. Okay? Okay, but which formula you will use? When will we use this one? When will you use this one? Okay, you look at your R. If your R is bigger than 1, then you use this one. Because if your R bigger than 1, then you have to minus 1. But if your R is smaller than 1, then you use this one lah. Because your R is smaller than 1, then you take 1 minus R. Okay. Alright, so this R is 2. So I must use this one. So it will be 2 minus 1 dekat bawah. Then atas akan jadi A, which is 3, R power n, so 2 power n minus 1 equals to 1533. Okay, let's solve this. 2 power n minus 1 equals to 1533. Okay, 2 minus 1 is 1. And then when you pindah jadi times 1. Tapi times 1, nothing happened. And then the 3 boleh pindah jadi bahagi 3. So now it becomes 2 power n equals to this one, bahagi 3, and then plus 1. Right? Minus 1 jadi plus 1. So let's press 1533. Divide 3 plus 1. Okay, my calculator give me 512. Right? And now it becomes an indices question already. And when we are doing indices question, we always try to make sure same base, right? Kalau boleh tukar jadi same base, we change to same base. And if you can change to same base, then you can compare the power already. But if cannot, then you guna log punya cara lah. Means you tekan log 512 bahagi log 2. Kalau tak boleh tukar jadi same base. But this one boleh. Yeah, because 512 is actually 2 power 9. Okay. If you don't believe me, you can tekan log 512 divide log 2. Because if you tekan log 512 divide log 2, they will give you 9. That means you can change to same base lah. Because if you cannot change to same base, they will give you like ugly answer one. Ugly answer means jawapan yang ada decimal macam tu. Alright, but this one boleh lah. So now we can compare base dengan base sudah sama, power kena sama dengan power. So n is 9. So that's my question 1 answer. Alright, so hope you understand. Now we try with question number 2. Okay, bila masa baru kita guna log punya cara? When you tekan log 512 divide log 2, when they give you like a decimal answer and you cannot change to fraction, then baru you guna log punya cara. But if you get an answer yang cantik, what is jawapan yang cantik? It means jawapan yang boleh tukar jadi fraction, then we don't use the tambah log punya cara. Okay, number 2, ask you to find his last savings. It means what's the end just now? 9, T9 lah. His last savings. They never ask you to find the total, right? They just want for the last savings only, right? Okay, they never ask you to find the accumulate 9 months punya savings. Tak ada. This is T9 saja. So T9 saja use this formula lah. The AR power n minus 1 formula, this one. So it will be A, which is 3, R, which is 2, power n minus 1, which is 9 minus 1. Okay, 9 minus 1 is 8. So 2 power 8 times 3. Use calculator. 3 times 2 power 8. Okay, my calculator give me 768. But write RM because this one is savings. Okay, I think I forget to write RM here also, right? Oh, actually, no need. This one is N, right? N no need to write RM because N is like uh, kedudukan. Kedudukan, we don't write unit. Okay. Okay, so that's all. Very simple. Huh? Okay, let's do number 7. Let's read. Diagram 7 shows a rectangular measuring 3y meter and length 2y meter in width. So 3y is the panjang, 2y is the lebar. They are all in meters. Part of the rectangle is cut into square shape with sides y meter. So this is square. So all side is y, 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 y. Y, 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 y. Okay. Cut into a square shape. Okay. Find the range of values of y if the shaded region is at least y square plus 4 meter square. The keyword here is at least. So what is at least punya symbol? Bigger or equal. Okay, because at least means sekurang-kurangnya. Means tak boleh kurang lagi lah. You kena sekurang-kurangnya ini. So you kena besar atau sama dengan. That's why the symbol is besar sama dengan. Okay, they say shaded area is y square plus 4. Okay, let's find the shaded first. So let's find area of shaded. Okay, we don't focus on this first. We find the shaded area first. So how to find shaded area? Very simple. Just take the area of rectangle, which is 3y times 2y, minus with the area of square, which is y times y, y square lah. So it becomes 6y square minus y square, which is 5y square. But now they say shaded has to be at least y square plus 4. It means your area of shaded has to be at least, means bigger or sama dengan y square plus 4. It means 5y square has to be at least y square plus 4 lah, because the shaded area is 5y square, right? And then now I can find my y, right? Because I can just pindah the y square jadi minus, so it becomes 5y square minus y square jadi 4y square. But the plus 4 also I can pindah jadi minus 4, 0. Because when you see square, means you have to factorize later. It means you have to pindah jadi general form, right? And then what you do now, you can factorize lah. Well, how to factorize? Okay, the 4 can become 2 square, and then y square minus 2 square bigger sama 0. Why everything I change to square? Because I can factorize using this way, right? It becomes 2y2, 2y2, 1 plus, 1 minus, right? So now you have your first y answer, which is 2, -1, and then the other answer is y equals 1, okay? But when it's a quadratic inequality, you have to look at, right? Okay, when you have we have to use the graph sketching method when it's a other square punya equation and the other dua jawapan, right? So 1 -1, 1 1, and then we have to lower it bigger, right? So lower it two sides. If smaller, then we lower it in the middle. Okay, but this one is bigger, so that's the answer. So the answer will be y has to be smaller than -1 or y has to be bigger than 1. But what they want to find? They want to find range of values of y, right? So this is the answer lah. Right? Y smaller than -1 or y bigger than 1. But if you think logically, y is actually the square punya panjang, right? So can the square panjang be less than -1? No, right? Cannot, right? Because panjang mana ada negatif. So kalau panjang tak ada negatif means I think this will be your answer lah, right? So I'll just write rejected here. Okay? Because y must be positive, right? That's why the only answer that makes sense here is y has to be bigger dengan 1. Okay? Okay, hope you understand what I'm doing here. So remember, when it's quadratic inequalities, what is inequalities? Means like this, got bigger, smaller. Then you have to use the graph sketching method. Okay. All right. So I think I'm done with this. Now we can do number 2. The part B. Okay, part B. It is given that alpha and beta are the roots. So use the swap method. Okay. Because whenever you see the word roots, then you use swap already. Unless they say two different roots, two equal roots, no roots lah. That one have to use b square minus 4ac. But this one use swap method for this equation. So let's go 2x square plus 6x minus 3 equals 0. Okay, let's talk about the swap formula. SOR formula. Sum of root is when you take the sum of roots, it equals to negative b over a. Next formula is the POR formula. When you take the product of root x1 times x2, dia akan jadi c over a, right? And then there's another formula where they ask you to form new equation. Then you will use this formula, x square minus SOR x plus por equals 0, but we only use this when they ask us to form equation. And for this question, they never asked me to form equation, so I don't think I'll be using this. Right? I don't think I'll be using this. Tak apa, let's do the source. Let's write down the roots first. So the roots is alpha and beta, right? So the x1 must be alpha, the x2 is beta. Okay, because they are the roots. Roots means the x-intercept. Ataupun the x lah, the x. Okay. And also you have to make sure the equation is in general form. If it's not general form, you cannot do the solve for. Right? Okay, it's already general form. Now we can do the sum of root. SOR formula. SOR in Bahasa Melayu is hasil tambah punca. So the hasil tambah punca, alpha plus beta, equals to negative B over A. So what is the B and what's the A? The B is 6, the A is 2. So alpha plus beta equals negative 3. What about the POR? The POR means hasil darab punca. So it will be alpha times beta equals to C over A, which is negative 3 over 2. Right? So now we have these two things, but they want to find what? They want to find the value of alpha square plus beta square. So I will do it here. Okay, let's do it like this. So continue here. So alpha square plus beta square. Alright, macam mana nak buat? Can I find the value of alpha and beta separately? Can, but I will not do that. There's better ways to do this. If you want to find alpha square plus beta square, you can use the, you can use the factorization identity. I need some space to give you some notes. Can I write here? Okay, I'll give you some notes here. So I'll tell you about the factorization identity. Factorization identity, right? So factorization identity, the first one, if I give you x square, okay, x square minus y square. This one you can tukar jadi apa? You can tukar jadi x minus y, x plus y. So now, okay, tunggu saya. So if I give you x square minus y square, dia boleh tukar jadi x minus y, x plus y. That's the first one, right? Second one, if I give you x plus y square, it can become x square plus 2xy plus y square, right? It means depan square and then depan darab belakang darab 2 and then belakang square, right? Okay, the third one is if I give you x minus y square. This one and this one not the same. It looks similar, but it's not the same. Then it becomes x square minus 2xy plus y square. Okay, depan square, depan darab belakang darab 2 dan belakang square. So these are the three factorization identity. And now we try to solve this question. And how we will do it is we will use which formula? This one. We will use this formula, right? But this one is alpha square plus beta square, right? So what you will write here is you will take the alpha plus beta square minus 2 alpha beta. Okay? Because if you want the x square and the y square to be left here, you have to pindah the 2xy to the other side, right? So if I want to find x square plus y square, I will leave the x square y square here, and then the x plus y bracket square have to minus 2xy. So that's what I'm doing now. For alpha square plus beta square, it will be the same as alpha plus beta bracket square minus 2 alpha beta. Okay, it means I'm using this formula, but I have to pindah a bit, right? So now it becomes equals to alpha plus beta. Now you can sub already. Now you can sub already. And then minus 2, negative 3 over 2, like this. All right? And then 2 can cut. You become 9 plus 3. 12 is the answer. Right? So that's how you do this question. All right? I hope none of you go and do like this. When you do alpha square plus beta square, you straight away ganti negative 3 square. Cannot lah. Cannot. It's not the same thing. Okay? If I check up x plus y is 3, then x square plus y square, you cannot tell me like, oh, 3 square. Cannot. No, it's not the same. Unless it's like this lah. Unless it's like this. If like this, then like this you can do 3 square. Right? Got bracket square. Okay. So for this one, you have to do it like this lah. And I hope you understand my explanation. Right? Okay, I remember my last state paper also, I got used the factorization identity to do, but I forgot which question lah. Okay, but this one comes out quite a few times already in trial paper, so make sure you remember these three. Okay, let's continue. Okay, I'm in bahagian B now. Bahagian B mengandungi 4 soalan, jawab 3 soalan. But I will jawab semua. Semua 4 soalan I will jawab in this video. Okay. Okay, let's go. Number 8. Solution by skill drawing is not accepted. I don't care. This is not important. Okay. Diagram 8 shows position of 3 points in the Cartesian plane A, B, C. All the A, B, C coordinate they give us already. So soalan A number 1, find vector. Okay, I know this is a vector question already, but they give you the Cartesian plane. So definitely this is a coordinate vector question, right? So it's a coordinate vector question. It means later all your answer will be what? It will be in terms of ij. Coordinate vector semua jawapan dalam bentuk ij. So first they want vector A to B, right? Okay, how to find vector A to B in terms of ij? Okay, to get the coefficient of I, you have to take x coordinate minus x coordinate. But it's from A to B. Can you see? A to B. It means the arrow is going towards B. It means you have to take B minus A. Tak boleh ambil A minus B, dia kena B minus A. So let's take the B minus A, but the x coordinate. So negative 2 minus 1, right? That's the coefficient of I. And then coefficient of J will be Y minus Y, but you have to take B minus A, so 3 minus 1 like this, right? And then you will get negative 3I, and then 3 minus 1 is 2J, all right? And you need to know I is for pergerakan yang kiri kanan, J is for pergerakan yang atas bawah. And if I cakap I means ke kiri 3. And then if I cakap J positive means ke atas, right? Why ke kiri? Because negative, right? So macam ni, right? Okay, that's the answer. Okay, next one is what to find AC. Means you have to take, to get the coefficient of I, apa you kena buat? You have to take A coordinate minus C or C minus A. You wajib ambil C minus A because is from A to C. So you have to take C minus A, right? But take the x coordinate dulu. So negative 6 minus 1, right? Then you will get the coefficient of I. Coefficient I, and I vector represents the horizontal punya pergerakan. And then take C minus A, but Y minus Y, so 6 minus 1. So now you get negative 12I plus 5J. It means this is the coordinate vector from A to C. It means going left to 12 times and then going up 5 times, right? Okay, if you don't write like this, there's another way to write this. It's called the column vector form. It's like matrix. Matrix. Do you remember matrix? It's like this, negative 3, 2, can also. Can also. Okay, kalau nak tulis macam ni, boleh lah. Okay. Dia sebenarnya the sama macam the translation. The one you learn in Matematik, right? Translasi. You want to write dalam bracket column vector, can also. Okay. Okay. Anyways, let's continue. Question number 2. Let's go. Find the unit vector in direction BC. Okay, there is a formula. There is a formula to find unit vector. And do you remember the formula to find unit vector? So unit vector in direction BC. The formula for unit vector is 1 over magnitude times with the vector BC in terms of ij. I repeat one more time. The formula for unit vector is 1 bahagi magnitude darab dengan vector in terms of ij. That's the formula. That's why I leave all this empty space, because I need to find the magnitude first. But before you find magnitude, you need to have the vector BC first, because now you don't even have the vector BC. So let's find the vector BC dulu. And how to find vector BC? Okay, it will be definitely in terms of ij also, because everything is in coordinate form, right? So B and C. So how to get the number in front of I? It will be x coordinate minus x coordinate. So it will be negative 6 minus negative 2, which means negative 6 plus 2. And then this will be 6 minus 3. Dia mesti point C minus point B ya. Dia tak boleh B minus C. Dia mesti C minus B, because this vector BC mah. So C tolak B lah. So you get negative 4I plus 3J. But it's still, you still haven't find the magnitude. So now you can find the magnitude. So this is how we write the magnitude. Okay, this is the symbol we use. So magnitude of BC, and the formula to find magnitude is use the Pythagoras theorem, square root bracket square plus bracket square. And what you put inside the bracket? The number in front of ij, which is negative 4 and 3. So you end up with 5 here. It means from B to C is actually 5 units. Okay. And I want to mention when you're finding magnitude, what you're doing is basically taking the horizontal berapa kotak, vertical berapa kotak, and then do Pythagoras theorem to get the magnitude, right? Okay, after you reach here, now you can find your unit vector. The formula I already mentioned is 1 divided magnitude, right? Okay, the magnitude you have already, right? 5. So just put 5. And then don't forget to darab dengan vector dalam bentuk ij, which is negative 4i plus 3j. Okay, if you don't want to write like this, you want to write in the column vector form, like the matrix translation punya form, boleh juga, right? Okay, now I will take this one, I darab masuk lah. So when I darab 1 over 5 means bahagi 5. So you get negative 4 bahagi 5. This one divide 5, you get 3 over 5. And that's the answer. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, let's continue. Oh, there's one more question here. Okay, let's do it. Okay, this one, three more marks here. So they say given AD is equals to this, where K is constant and AD is parallel to BC. Find value of K. Okay, the keyword here is parallel, right? And there is two method to this question. There's two method, and I will show you these two methods. Satu cara yang cara buku teks, satu lagi is cara shortcut, right? So let me kecilkan this because I need more space. Okay, up a bit. Okay, lagi. Alright. Okay, so let me show you two methods to do this question. Alright. So I will show you the cara buku teks dulu. Cara buku teks is, okay, kalau two vectors parallel, AD parallel to BC, it means you can take these two vector equal. Tapi kena tambah satu unknown dekat sini lah. And usually I will tambah K, right? But this question don't use K lah because sudah ada K dekat sini. So let's use other alphabet. I will use lambda, right? Or you can use M also can. Whatever lah, M, X, Y, Z, apa pun boleh. But try not to use alphabet yang sudah ada dalam soalan. Okay? And let me explain to you why I have to tambah this. Because this is the ratio. This is the ratio for AD and BC. Okay? So when we say, I repeat one more time, when we say two vectors are parallel, you boleh sama dengan, tapi kena tambah satu constant. Right? We have to tambah satu lambda macam tu. Right? Tapi tak semestinya lambda lah, can be any alphabet. And the reason why we have to tambah is because dia tak sama panjang. Dia parallel tapi tak sama panjang. That's why the ratio, this will be the ratio. And then what you do is you letak vector AD lah. Okay, what is vector AD? Dia sudah bagi KI minus 15J equals to lambda BC. And what is vector BC? You already find just now, negative 4i plus 3j. And now what you do is you take the lambda, expand inside, and then compare. Okay, compare. So the left side, don't do anything. Okay, just leave it. And then this one just expand, negative 4 lambda I plus 3 lambda j. And then you compare side by side. It means you compare the coefficient of I with coefficient of I. So it'll be negative 4 lambda equals to K. And then the other one, coefficient of J, compare with coefficient of J. So 3 lambda equals negative 15. So lambda equals to negative 5. So K equals to negative 4 times lambda, just ganti masuk. So K equals to 20, right? So this is the answer. So this is the method that is most commonly used by most students, and most SPM students will do it like this. But let me tell you, there is another method, a shortcut, right? Like lagi cepat punya lah. So the shortcut is like this. When two vectors are parallel, ataupun collinear pun boleh guna cara ni. Ki minus 15j, another one is vector BC, right? So you can use this other method, which is, okay, what is BC? Negative 4i plus 3j. Okay, the method is like this. You write down these two vectors that are parallel like this, and then you terus ambil the perkali bahagi dengan perkali, right? So let's bullet all the perkali first. So what is the perkali here? Perkali means the number in front, the coefficient. So the coefficient here is K. What about the coefficient here? Negative 4. The coefficient here, negative 15. The coefficient here, 3. And what you do is you boleh ambil atas bahagi bawah ataupun bawah bahagi atas. Up to you, right? Okay, let's take atas bahagi bawah. So it becomes K over negative 4 and then equals, sini pun ambil atas bahagi bawah, negative 15 over 3. And then straight away you get your K, this one pindah atas jadi times. So now you press calculator, 15 times 4 divide 3. Okay, 15 times 4 divide 3. The negative no need because negative be positive. So 15 times 4 divide 3. Do you get 20? Yes, you get 20. And you can see this answer and this answer is the same, right? So you want to use the first cara pun boleh, second cara pun boleh. Up to you. For my own student, I teach them both cara. Yeah, in my tuition class also I teach them both, right? But I want to tell you the advantage of this cara. The advantage of this cara is you can get the ratio. Okay, if you're using this method, you cannot find out the ratio. And let me tell you, dalam trial paper, sometimes they ask you to get the ratio, right? So if they ask you to do ratio, you have to definitely use this method, right? Because if they ask you to find the ratio for AD BC, then you must use this method, right? Because only this method will help you find the ratio. Okay, but this question never asked me to find ratio, right? That's why if you want to do fast, I can do it like this also. Okay, okay, I'm done. Let's continue. Okay, this is question number 9. So let's read the question. A box contains 4 packages labeled P. 4 packages labeled P. And then they say, and 3 packages labeled Q. 3 packages labeled Q. During the quality inspection process, one package is taken at random and its label is recorded. So it's either if you take one package only, it's either you get the P labeling punya ataupun Q lah. And then they say this inspection will carried out 3 times. Oh, 3 times. Given that X represents the number of times a package Q is checked. And then they say list X in a set notation form. I think this is a probability distribution question. Yeah, and it's under binomial distribution, right? Yeah, it's a discrete random variable. So when they say list X in set notation form, very easy. So it's either okay, it means if X represents number of Q, it means for this experiment to considered success, you have to select the Q package. Then baru is considered success. So you select 3 times. So maybe 0 time you success ataupun 1, 2, 3 macam tu. Right? 0 means you out of the 3 time you select, tak ada 1 kali you dapat package Q. Okay, or you can 1 kali dapat Q or 2 kali, 3 kali. 3 kali means 3 time you select, 3 time also you success. Success means you dapat Q lah. Okay. But 4 time is impossible lah because he only do it 3 times, right? So that's the answer. Okay, B, draw a tree diagram to represent all possible outcome for X. Okay, did they provide me any? Oh, nothing. Okay, so I'm just gonna draw it myself lah. So let's draw the tree diagram myself. So draw a tree diagram to represent all possible outcome for X. So if I how to say I do it 3 times, right? But did they mention with replacement ataupun without replacement? During quality, one package is taken and label distribution carried out. So they never said whether it's without replacement or with replacement, right? But let me tell you something. This one walaupun dia tak bagi tahu dia without sorry, with replacement. With replacement. Apa maksud with replacement? It means the second time dia select punya probability akan sama dengan first time dia select. Okay, because with replacement means after I take the first packaging, I already record the labeling, I will put it back to take the second one. Okay, let me tell you macam mana saya tahu dia with replacement. Because this is under probability distribution, binomial distribution, and it's a discrete random variable. And dia must for discrete random variable, dia punya probability, the probability of second time choosing cannot get affected. It means it must be independent. The events must be independent events for this to be binomial distribution. Okay, I hope you understand what I meant by that lah. It means it must be independent events. Independent events means the probability will not get affected, okay, by the first selection. Okay, so that's how I know it's with replacement. Okay, now we can draw our tree diagram. So the first time I might get P package or I might get Q package, and the probability of getting P package is how much? So P got 4, but the total is 4 plus 3, 7. So the probability is 407, right? And then this will be 307. Then what about the second time I select? I might get P, I might get Q, I might get P, I might get Q, right? But the P is still 407, this is 307. This one also still 407, 307. Because this is independent events, it means it will not get affected, right? It will not become over 6, right? Because if it become over 6, then it's not the probability distribution question already, right? Because the probability keeps changing means it's not a, yeah, it's not a binomial. All right, so third selection, I might get PQ here, I might get PQ here, I might get PQ here, I might get PQ here. And the probability was also same, 4/7, 3/7, 4/7, 3/7, 4/7, 3/7. Okay, so what is this? This represents P, P, P. It means 3 package, you dapat P. Okay, 3 time you select, 3 dapat P, or you dapat P, PQ, or PQP, or PQQ. Okay, and then this one is Q, PP. This one is Q, PQ. This one is Q, QP. This one is Q, QQ. And this is all the possibilities, right? So let's say I want to find the probability of PQP. Then I'll just take 4/7 times 3/7 times 4/7. Right? Kalau saya nak probability yang ni lah. Then what if I take all the probability, I add all together? You will get satu lah. Total probability is always satu. Okay. Okay, so I think I sudah siap already lah. 4 marks for this, right? They just ask us to lukis sahaja. So draw a tree diagram. So that's the answer. But they got say what? Draw a diagram to represent all the possible outcome for X. It means if my x is 0, it means which one is x equals 0? X equals 0 means tak ada satu success lah, tak ada satu yang dapat Q. It means this one lah. This one is x equals 0, right? And then this one is x equals 1 because ada satu success. This one is also x equals 1. This one is x equals 2 because got two success. This one is x equals 1, right? And this one is x equals 2. This one is x equals 2. This one x equals 3. And don't forget, success means choosing the package Q, right? So that's why I have to count how many Q and write the x beside like this, right? Okay, so let's do C now. C says list the distribution of the value of x together with their respective probabilities and draw a graph to represent probability distribution. Okay, this kind of question is very rare, but it comes out also. I want to mention this graph is called the probability distribution graph, and it come out in my last state paper also, Malacca, right? And I want you all to refer that video now. If you are weak on drawing the graph, it's Malacca paper 1, the last question, question 15. All right, because the Malacca paper 1 question 15 last question also, they asked us to draw the probability distribution graph. Okay, and when the distribution graph will look like this one, right? It will be like a discrete one. It's not continuous, right? So everything is separated like this one. That's how the graph looks like. And when we draw graph, we have to find the probability for everyone. For px equals 0, px equals 1, px equals 2, px equals 3. Semua kena cari. Baru boleh buat dia punya graph. Okay. So for C, I need some space to do the working. Okay, let me kecilkan this one. Okay, and then I will do it here. So for the graph, you have to find out the px equals 0, px equals 1, px equals 2, px equals 3, right? Okay, how to get the px equals 0? Ada dua cara. Cara pertama is we straight away look at our tree diagram and then take 4 over 7 times 4 over 7 times 4 over 7. And then another method is use this formula. NCX p power x q power n minus x, right? Okay, if you want to use this formula, can also, right? And it means the n you masuk 3, the x you ganti 0, and then the p and q you masuk, the p will be 3 over 7 lah, because probability of success is dapat q punya, and then the q baru 4 over 7. Can also, you use this formula also, you will get the same answer. But since I already have my tree diagram, so I'll just refer my tree diagram. So px equals 0 will be what? 4 over 7 times 4 over 7 times 4. It means 4 over 7 power 3, right? So I'll just use my calculator and then press. Okay. Okay, my calculator give me 64 over 343. Okay. So this is px equals 0. But I have to calculate all of it. All of it. Okay. Wait. X equal. List and draw the graph. Okay, wait. Q is success, right? Wait, let me think about this. Uh, list the distribution of value of x. I think the schema wrong. I think I correct already. Because the schema did like for P success. Okay, tak apa, tak apa. I'll just do it myself first and then baru saya tengok schema. So px equals 1. Okay, px equals 1 is ada banyak right? Ada banyak. So this one, right? So the first one is 4 over 7, 4 over 7, 3 over 7. So 4 over 7 times 4 over 7 times 3 over 7. And then the next one is 4 over 7 times 3 over 7 times 4 over 7. 4 over 7 times 3 over 7 times 4 over 7. Okay, and then the other lagi satu, 3 over 7, 4 over 7, 4 over 7. 7 times 4 over 7 times 4 over 7. And I repeat one more time, if you don't want to do it like this, you can also use this formula. Okay, this formula to get the answer, right? Okay, let's press calculator. 4 divided 7 times 4 divided 7 times 3 divided 7 plus 4 divided 7 times 3 divided 7 times 4 divided 7 plus 3 divided 7 times 4 divided 7 times 4 divided 7. Okay, my calculator gives me 144 over 343. 144 over 343. Okay, next one is px equals 2. Px equals 2 is what? it will be this one, this one, this one, right? Okay, I have an idea. I have an idea. I will straight away do px equals 3, right? And then later I take 1 minus all this answer, get px equals 2. Can also. Okay, px equals 3 will be what? 3 over 7 times 3 over 7 times 3 over 7 power 3 lah. Okay, let's see what I get. Use calculator. Okay, my calculator give me 27 over 343, right? Okay, for px equals 2, it will be this one, and this one, right? But if you are lazy, you can also do it like this. 1 minus 0, 1, 2 punya answer, right? Can also. So just take 1 minus 64 over 343 minus 144 over 343 minus 27 over 343. Of course, you want to do it like slowly macam tadi, boleh juga. You will get the same answer. Okay, let's press calculator. Minus 144 over 343 minus 27 over 343. Okay, my calculator give me 108 over 343. So that's the answer. 08 over 343. Okay, I want to mention something. In the schema, they did it terbalik, because in the schema, dia jadikan the probability of success, dia jadikan 4 over 7. And then probability failure 3 over 7. But I think the schema wrong actually, because in this question they already said jadikan the x must represents number of times package Q. So the last baris already said x represents number of package Q, means your probability of success P must be package Q punya probability, which is 3 over 7. Alright. And then Q baru jadi 4 over 7. Right. But in the schema, they did terbalik tau. Dia jadikan P 4 over 7. So I think the schema is wrong. Okay. Because I even write down the X here already just now. You see, I even write down the X here already. So of course we must follow the X here. Right. And then in C also, they never say anything about like making the P success or Q success, because the C also they say least distribution of value of X together with their respective so with their respective probability. So of course, I will refer this one lah. So the 4 over 7, 4 over 7, 4 over 7 is for x equals 0, right? As you can see, it's px equals 0. But the schema did terbalik. The schema did this one 4 over 7, 4 over 7 is the x equals 3 punya jawapan. Like in the schema, they do it like this, right? So I think the schema salah. Okay, so just follow this one lah. Alright, now we can draw the graph. Okay, for this type of graph, dia punya origin mesti duduk sini one, because everything is positive. So your axis, you will draw it at here, at the why the line at one? Okay, it means you will draw the axis at bottom left, right? And this will be your origin, and then this will be your y-axis. Okay, good enough. And then here you will write probability for x equals x. Okay, px equals x means the probability lah, the probability, this one, px equals x, right? And then in the other axis, you will write x. Okay, x huruf besar. Okay, for the x huruf besar, you will write 0, 1, 2, 3, right? Because it can be 0, can be 1, can be 2, can be 3. Okay. And then for this probability, that will be the probability answer lah. So we have 64 over 343, 144 over 343, 108, 27 over 343. Okay, all these numbers is 27, 108, 144, 64. Okay, I'm gonna change everything to decimal lah. Yeah, because it's very difficult for me to label if it's like this. So let's change everything to decimal. 64 divided 343. Oh, if I change to decimal also, it's like banyak decimal place. So how? Okay, let's think about this. 64. Okay, the highest value here is 144 over 343, right? 144 over 343. So maybe I can. Okay lah, let's change to decimal lah. I think change to decimal, and then write in 2 decimal place. Okay, so change to decimal. This will be what? 0.18 19. Okay, I write in 2 decimal place only because I have to plot graph later. And then next one, 144 divide 343. You also press calculator. So let's press. Okay, my calculator give me 0.442. Okay, two decimal place only, 0.42. Okay, next one. Next one is 108 divide 343. Press calculator. Okay, my calculator give me 0.31. So yeah. So later I plot 0.31 lah. Okay, for the last one, what's the last one? The last one is 27 divide 343. So let's press change to decimal. Okay, my calculator give me 0.08. Actually it's 0.7, but the next digit is more than 5. That's why I have the plus 1. Okay, now we all know the highest value here is 0.4. So how I can separate this axis? So if I want 0.4, then I can do maybe 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. Because I have to make sure dia kena sampai 0.4, right? And then now I just start to plot lah. Okay, let's go. The first one. When the x is 0, it will be 0.19. So when x is 0, 0.19. So it's here. Oh, and one more thing, some student they might put the 0 dekat sini. No, 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 cannot. Because for this type of graph distribution, 0 is also part of the x value. That's why the 0 have to write here, right? So remember that. Okay. Okay, next one. When x equals 1, it will be 0.42. So x equals 1, 0.4. This one 4, 4, 1. So 42 here lah. Okay. It means here is 0.5. Yeah, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 4, 6. Yeah. Okay, next one. When x is 2, it will be 0.31. When x equals 2, 0.3. Naik satu kotak kecil is 0.31. Okay, next one. 3 0.08. 3 0.08. So 0.1 turun is 0.09. Turun lagi 0.08. So this one. But when you join the graph, you have to join like this. Okay, these lines you cannot join like this. Cannot. They are not continuous one. So you have to make it separate like this. This is how you draw it. Okay, use ruler. So like this and then like this. And superset lah. That's the answer. Okay, I know in the schema jawapan they write px equals r, right? But it's the same thing actually. You want to write x also can, r also can. Okay, it's the same. Okay, did I do everything correctly? Draw a graph. Yeah, I think I did everything correctly already. So this is the answer. And also one more thing, don't follow the schema. The schema salah already. I know the schema did terbalik one, right? Like the schema is like this one is at the 0, and then this one and this one terbalik, this one and this one terbalik, but it's okay. Don't follow the schema. Okay, the schema salah, right? So this is the correct one. Okay, let's continue with question number 10. I think this is a linear law question. So let's read the question. They say use the graph paper to solve this question. Okay. And then here it says table 10 shows the values of two variables x and log y. Okay. And then obtain from an experiment, the variable x and y are related by this equation where p and q are constants. So they give you a table here and they give you an equation. All right. When we are doing linear law question, I always say the same thing. Change the equation to linear form first. Even if the question never asks you to do that, you have to change to linear form, because if you don't do that first, later you cannot do part C. All right. So just remember, always change the equation to linear form. Okay. The question will never ask you to change to linear form, but you have to do it. All right. Okay. So let's change to linear form lah. Okay. Where should I do it? Okay. I'll just do it. Okay. I need space. Ayo. I'll just do it here lah. So y equals p over q power x. Okay, when we change to linear form, it has to look like y equals mx plus c, right? Linear form means like this, y equals mx plus c. But how can we change to y equals mx plus c? Okay, I always tell students if you want to change to linear form, the equation must sama dengan y-axis. Right? Tapi macam mana nak tahu y-axis what is the y-axis? Okay, very easy. You just look at part B, and then they will say plot siapa against siapa, right? From here you can know siapa at y-axis. So if they say log y against x, means you know the y-axis is log y base 10, and then the x-axis is x. Okay, so remember when we do linear law, we can always tiru sini to determine what is the y-axis and the x-axis. So now we already know the y-axis is log y. So how to samakan your equation so that your equation jadi y-axis, means you kena tambah log lah, because you want your equation punya y-axis, you want it to be log y. So now you have add log. right? So when you tambah log, you have to tambah both sides. So one on this side, one on the other side. And then here will be y, and then the other one would, the other side will be p over q power x, right? Okay, even though now your equation sudah sama dengan y-axis, but it's still not linear form. Linear form dia mesti mx plus c on the other side. But if you look at your equation now, it's like everything jumbled up together. So you have to separate everything, right? Separate everything. So it becomes log 10y. Okay, how to separate this? Okay, this is single log dy. Single log dy, you can separate, become separate log minus. So it becomes log 10p minus log 10q power x. And the power you can bring in front. Okay, when the log number have power, the power can letak depan. And then now you can susun a bit. So you want it to be mx plus c, right? So it's better if you write this one first. So negative x log q, you can write it is the same as negative log q times x. And then baru tulis plus log p. All right, so this is your linear form. Y equals mx plus c. Okay, let me explain a bit why I want you to write negative log q dulu. Because the linear form mesti mx plus c, right? So let me erase this. So the linear form must be mx plus c. So that is why I want my gradient and my x-axis to separate. That is why the x I choose to write belakang. Okay, and it's the same thing. Negative log q darab x is the same as negative x darab log q. They are the same thing, right? I just write it differently because I want it to arrange it into a linear form. So now I know my y-axis is log y, all right, which is correct already. And then the x-axis is x, which is also correct. It means now I know my gradient and my y-intercept. So my gradient, what is it? What is my gradient? Not q, my gradient is not q, it's negative log q. And what is my y-intercept? C. What is my c y-intercept? It's not p, it's log p, right? And believe me, you need this to do part C later, because part C later they want to find PQ, right? Imagine if you don't do this, you cannot do part C, right? So that's why it's very important to do this one lah. All right, after we do this part, now only we start to jawab soalan A. Okay, soalan A says what? Based on table 10, construct a table for the values of y. Okay, I'm going to tell you something about this question. This question is actually very this question dia tak ikut format tau. Dia tak ikut format. Because usually linear law question the table yang dia bagi mesti XY punya. Right? Mesti XY punya. And you sendiri have to tukar the X and Y to the new X-axis and the new Y-axis. Usually that's what they ask in the linear law question. But this question is very different. Yeah, dia tak ikut format. They already give you the correct X-axis and Y-axis in the original table. X and log Y is memang value yang saya mau dah. And then soalan A want you to construct back to Y. That is why I say this question is different than the regular question, the normal question that we sudah biasa. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is just form a table to convert back to y, right? But later when we plot graph, we have to use log y tau. We cannot use y. So this question is a bit different lah. Okay, so let's do it. First thing first, draw a table, but they only want for value of y. So I will only have one row. So it will be how many column? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, how to get the first value? Okay, some student they will tell me, oh sir, just tekan log 0.45 and then tulis here. No, it's wrong. Log 0. You cannot tekan log 0.45 because this 0.45 is actually the log y. Is actually the log y. So to get y, you have to tekan shift log 0.45. Sebenarnya got two method to tekan. Ada dua cara untuk tekan ni. You can either tekan shift log 0.45 or you can also tekan 10 power 0.45 because you learn this in log already. If you have log something base something equals to something, you can do anti-log. It means you can pindah the log base to the other side, and when you pindah log base, dia akan jadi number base. And this becomes power. So I repeat one more time, got two method to tekan. You can tekan shift log 0.45 ataupun 10 power 0.45, up to you, okay? But I will tekan shift log 0.445, okay? But you will get the same answer if you tekan 10 power 0.45. So shift log 0.45. Okay, my calculator give me 2.82. Just write 2 decimal place lah. Okay? When we are doing graph question, we always write 2 decimal place. Okay, next one. Tekan shift log 0.31. And then you get 2.04. And then tekan shift log 0.2. Okay, 1.58. Okay, next one. Shift log 0.09. 1.23. Next one, shift log negative 0.05. 0.89. And the last one, shift log negative 0.18, 0.66. Okay. Or you want to tekan 10 power, 10 power, 10 power, all these numbers can also, you will get the same answer. All right, after you buat sampai sini, you get 1 mark, right? You get 1 mark. Okay, now we can continue with part B. So part B asks us to plot the graph lah by using a scale of 2 cm to 2 units on x-axis, 2 cm to 0.1 on the log y-axis, hence draw the line of best fit. Okay, macam mana nak buat soalan ni? Lukis graph lah. So when we lukis graph, but the soalan got give us their own scale, right? So we have to follow the scale. Okay, let me erase this. Okay, this state paper dia tak bagi graph paper tau. Yeah, so I will use another. I will pinjam another state paper punya graph paper, right? Okay, but before that, let's look at all the values first. So if you look at all the values in our table, oh, by the way, when we look at when we plot this graph, we will look at this table, right? This table, right? Not this one, not this one. This one is y. Okay, so not this one. It's log y against x. So actually, I have to tengok this atas punya table. All right. But I always teach my students to draw y-axis first, right? But the y-axis, you want to draw in the middle or sebelah kanan or sebelah kiri, macam mana? Okay, if I'm you, I will draw paling kiri because when you draw y-axis, you have to check your x value, and if you check your x value, everything is positive. It means everything is on the right side of the y-axis. That's why the y-axis have to duduk dekat sini. And after your y-axis duduk dekat sini, you can label the highest number for y, and the highest number of y will be 0.45. But since your scale is 2 cm to 0.1, this must be 0.5, and you have to turun sampai paling the smallest value will be negative 0.2. You understand, right? Because every time you turun satu, you minus 0.1, and if your smallest value here is 0.18, means you have to turun sampai negative 0.2. So now my plan is to draw the y-axis. So let's draw it now, 0.5 until negative 0.2. Let's go. So first thing first is to label the 0.5. Okay. So negative 0.2 will be the lowest one, right? Ayo. Okay, let me fix it. Okay, so this is negative 0.2, and then negative 0.1. This is 0, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. Until where? I forgot already. Okay, it's only until 0.5, right? So it's enough already, right? But I want you to look at the y punya value. Can you see the y value is slowly going down, right? It means it's from 0.45, 0.31. It means later when you plot, the line will look like this. It will go down like this. Okay, go down like this, right? And later we need the y-intercept. So what I have to do is I have to make sure I leave enough space up here so that my y-intercept can butcher, right? Because if my 0.5 is very above, is very high, then later I will not have enough space to read my y-intercept, because my y-intercept will be outside the graph paper. Then it's not good already. That's why I try to leave some empty space here. So instead of stopping at 0.5, I can go further high. I can keep going, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8. Yeah, like this. So that later my y-intercept can jatuh dekat sini. You faham, right? Okay, so now we can write the label, the y-axis. This will be the log y, right? And then this will be my x-axis, but I forgot the scale they want. Okay, what is the scale they want for x-axis? 2 cm to 2, but the highest value is 14. So you just go 2, 4, 6 like that until 14. So this is 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And of course, this is x, right? And we can also write the title now. Actually, you want to write last kali pun boleh, but I think it's better to write it now lah. So graph of log y against x. That is the tajuk. That's the title. And remember to underline the tajuk. So underline. Okay, now we can start to plot the points, right? So, oh, I forgot to draw the axis. All right, let me draw the axis now. So this is the axis. Okay, let's make it bigger a bit. Okay, let's plot the first point. So what is the first point? So remember, we have to butcher from atas punya table. So the first point is 40.45. So 40.45, where is it? 4 is here. 0.45 is in the middle. 0.4, 0.5 middle lah. So here. right? So this is the first point. Okay, let me plot again. Yeah, 6474849. Yeah. So this is the first point. 0.45. Okay, next one. Next one, what is it? Next one is 0.31. Let's go. 0.31. Where is it? 6 is here. 0.31 is just 0.3 naik satu kotak kecil, right? Because satu kotak kecil is 0.01. Okay. How I know? 0.1 divide 10. Yeah, 0.1 divide 10 is 0.01. So, yep, sudah siap. 6 0.31. Next one, 8 0.2. Okay, this is easy. 8 0.2. Where is it? 8 0.2 is here lah. Okay, sudah siap. Next one. Next one says 10 0.09. 10 0.09. Let's go. 10 is here. 0.09 will be 0.1 turun satu kotak kecil lah. Okay, turun, because when you turun satu means you have to minus 0.01. It means you get 0.09. 0.1 minus 0.01. Yeah, 0.09. Okay, next point. What is the next point? Let's go back. So 10 0.09. Next one is 12 negative 0.05. 12 negative 0.05. 12, okay, negative. 12 negative 0.05. It means you'll be middle here lah. Exactly middle. 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Right? Because negative 0.05 is exactly in the middle of 0 and negative 0.1. Right? So, yeah, that's all. Quite easy. Okay, next one. I mean the last one. Last one already. What's the last one? 14 negative 0.18. 14 negative 0.18. Okay, 14 is here. Negative 0.18 is just negative 0.2. Naik satu kotak kecil is negative 0.19. Naik lagi satu negative 0.18. Right? When you naik means you have to tambah 0.01. Okay? Okay, done already. Now we can draw our line of best fit, right? But remember to draw until the y-axis. Okay, the first thing first is I will put my pembaris panjang. Okay, let me make it make the line thinner. All right. So first thing first is join our lines. Put my pembaris panjang so that it joins the first point and the second point. So if your line is like this, then it means your straight line only touches 2 points, which is not very good. And also all the points duduk atas garisan, right? Because when we draw line of best fit, we have to make sure our line touches paling banyak point, touches the most points, and also point yang tak sentuh tu, try to make it balance. Try your best to make it balance. Okay. So this one, if I join 1 and 2, then is like I only touch 2 points and the rest of the points duduk atas. So I will not. I will try with 1 and 3 now. Okay. So now I will try to adjust my ruler so that it will join the first point and the third point. Okay, as you can see, if I join the first and the third point, the line looks better compared to just now lah, because now my line actually touches 3 points, right? Let me put it nicely. So my line actually touches, okay, this one. Okay, my line actually touches 4 points. Do you agree? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's actually 4 points, right? And then 1 point duduk bawah, 1 point duduk atas, right? So this is actually very good because you touches more than half of the points, and even the point yang tak sentuh pun is balanced, right? Because satu bawah, satu atas. So this is definitely the line of best fit, right? So I'm sure you know what I'm doing, right? What I'm doing is just I take my pembaris, I join 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 1 and 4, 1 and 5, 1 and 6, and choose the best option, right? But after trying 1 and 2, 1 and 3, I already know the 1 and 3 is the best fit already, right? But let's check what if it's 1 and 4. What if it's like this? This is also not very good because you only touch 2 points and the rest of all the points all duduk bawah, right? Then what about 1 and 5? This one is 5, huh? So what if I've ganti 1 and 5? Okay, 1 and 5 will be macam tadi lah. 1 and 5 will be macam tadi lah. It will touch 4 points. Okay? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And it's the same as 1 and 6. That is why I say this is the line of best fit, right? It means your line can touch 1, 3, 5, 6, right? But remember, have to panjangkan until the y-intercept. I mean the y-axis, right? So make sure touch, 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 touch. This one can adjust a bit. Just adjust a bit. Just adjust sikit, sikit, sikit. Macam ni, sikit, sikit. Okay, skip. Okay, this one touch. Okay, can I make it like adjust lagi? If you want to adjust the line boleh. Just don't adjust the point because the point memang tak boleh tukar tempat lah, right? Okay, yeah, this looks nice, right? And I already draw until y-axis, so you can see touch. Memang touch 4 points, satu point bawah, satu point atas, right? And my y-intercept is 0.7. Yeah, see, right? 0.7. So later I'll need this for my working later. All right, so that's it. So this is my graph. Now we can go back to the question. So the question wants us to draw graph. So done lah. So that's it. All right. So we will get how many marks? 3 marks for the graph. Now we can do part C. Okay, part C says using the graph, find the value of P and Q. Okay, I already tell you, right? This part C, you need what? You need your linear form. You need to refer your linear form equation to find the P and Q value. That is why I asked you to do what yang ni dulu. In the beginning, I already asked you to do this one. Change to linear form first. Okay, how to find P? Very easy. You use y-intercept. But the y-intercept is not P, it's log P. So you have to write log P equals to C, which is y-intercept. But the y have to use capital letter. Yeah, huruf besar. Because in this chapter, the y-axis always we will modify to something else. So that's why you have to use capital letter. So now I write log P equals y-intercept, which is 0.7, right? Because from my graph, I already nampak tadi is 0.7. So now how to get P? You will tekan shift log 0.7 ataupun 10 power 0.7. Okay, you will get the same answer. So what you get? Let's write four significant figure, 5.012. Okay, 5.01. Actually, it's 0118. So I round off lah. I round off becomes 012. Okay. Okay. Now, what is the next one? Next one is the find the Q, right? So how to find Q? Wait. If I want to find Q, I will use gradient lah. Okay, I'll use gradient. But the gradient, is not Q. It's negative log Q. So I have to be careful here. So when I'm doing question number 2, I have to write negative log Q is the gradient, right? It means after finding gradient, I still have to pindah the negative and then do the anti-log, right? Okay, how to find gradient? We have to use the formula y minus y bahagi x minus x. It means I have to choose 2 points on the graph, on the straight line, and then use the gradient formula to find gradient. Okay, usually we all know the formula for gradient is take the difference. Okay, sorry. The formula for gradient is take the difference in y bahagi difference in x. So when we bahagi dengan difference in x, we can try to make sure nombor bawah is actually 2, 5, or 10. Because when the number is 2, 5, or 10, it's very easy to divide number like this. Then you will get an answer yang senang. Answer yang cantik lah. Answer yang cantik sikit. Right? If you take like, let's say bawah is 3 or 7, then you will end up with an answer that is like a lot of decimal place one. And it will affect your final answer later, right? So we can try to be smart here and try to choose choose 2 points where the difference in x is 2, 5, or 10. So if I am you, I will choose 0 until 10. Okay, that is really smart because if you choose 0 until 10, later your difference in x is 10. It means you just divide 10. And when you divide 10, confirm your answer will be like a very nice answer one. You don't have to round off one. You don't have to worry about, oh, I have to round off, tak payah one. Okay, if you do like if you follow my steps lah, right? Or you can also choose 2 until 12. Because if you choose 2 until 12, the difference is 10 also. Or maybe 4 until 14 can also. Okay. So let's choose 0 until 10 lah. But you have to choose the point on the line. So 0 is 0.7. And then when 10 is this one. Please don't take the atas punya. You have to take the one yang dekat garisan, which is 10, 0.090807. Alright. So this is the 2 points that I use, that I end up using. So now I will draw a dotted line to join this to join these 2 points, right? You have to draw dotted line, right? For some reason, I realize students don't like to draw this. I also don't know why. Okay, but I actually need to draw. Here also I have to draw dotted line, but no need already because it will get covered by the y-axis, and then put 90 degree here. Okay. Okay, now we already have our two coordinates. Now we can find gradient, and believe me, your answer will look really nice one, right? So y minus y divide x minus x. So 0.07 minus 0.7. 0.07, 0.07 minus 0.7. Okay. And then what is the difference in x? 0.07 minus 0.7. The difference in x is 10 minus 0. So you will just write 10 minus 0. Okay, what is 0.07 minus 0.7? Use calculator. Negative 0.1. But when you divide by 10, you get 1 over 100, which is 0.01. So now we know the gradient of straight line is negative, is positive 0. Wait. Negative, right? Wait. Let me press again. Divide 10. Wait, why the gradient is positive? Did I did something wrong here? 0.07. Wait, let me 0.07 minus 0.7, right? Oh, 10 minus 0. Okay, maybe I pressed wrongly. Let me press again. 0.07 minus 0.7. And then divide. Answer divide 10. Okay, I tekan salah tadi. The correct answer here is negative. Yeah, that's why I'm weird. Like, how can the gradient be positive? So the gradient is negative 0.063. The reason I know the gradient is negative because the line looks like this. It goes down. When the line goes down, the gradient must be negative one, right? That's why I know I did something wrong. Okay, the other side is negative log q. So the negative and negative you can potong. Yeah, you just left with log q equals 0.063. And then now you continue here. You can find your q. You can tekan shift log 0.063. Or you can also tekan 10 power 0.063. It's the same thing. All right, my calculator gives me 1.156. Let's write in four significant figures. So 1.156. Okay, according to the schema, they write 1.151, right? But it's close enough lah. Okay, like, yeah. Okay, so this is how I do the question C. So 4 marks for this. Okay, sudah siap. Now we continue with part D lah. Okay, part D says find value of log y when x is 20. Very easy. Just write when x equals 20 and then comma, find log y. But be careful. Sometimes they want to find y. If they want to find y, then it's different. Then the answer is different already. Okay, so now they want log y. So let's go to the graph. When x is 20, right? Find log y. So I go to the graph, cari x-axis, cari 20 lah. But there's no 20 here. So how? It's only until 14 only. If I keep going 16, 18, 20, it's not enough space, right? So since I cannot baca daripada graph, then I have to use my equation to help me already, right? But I do want to mention that usually we refer to the graph for the answer, right? But this question is like not enough space, so that's why I'm using this other method. Okay, so we use the equation to help us. So we all know the equation already. It's log 10y. Okay, it's log 10y equals to the gradient. Okay, but the gradient, we already know just now. What's the gradient? Negative 0.063. So this is negative 0.063. And then the x-axis is just the x. And then y-intercept is plus 0, log p 0.7. Yeah. So this is the equation of the straight line. So what I'm going to do is I'll use this equation to just sub the 20 inside lah. So it becomes negative 0.063 times with 20 plus 0.7 because the x is 20, right? And then use calculator, then you can get your log y answer, right? So let's press calculator. Negative 0.063 times 20 plus 0.7. Okay, my calculator gives me negative 0.56. So that's the answer. Okay. Okay, sometimes the question they might ask you to find the y, right? So if they ask you to find y, then you cannot stop here already. You have to tekan shift lock, right? So yeah. Okay, that's the answer. Sudah siap. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. So the next uh question is number 11. So this is integration, all right? So let's read the question. Diagram 11 shows the curve y equals x squared plus 2. So this is the curve equation. Intersect the straight line y equals 4 minus x, straight line, at point A, 1, 3. So I should label this 1, 3. It means the x coordinate is 1, the y coordinate is 3. Okay. Okay, next one says the intersect y-axis at point B also. Oh, so the straight line also intersects y-axis at point B. So this is, eh, no. The curve intersects straight line at A and y-axis at B. It means the curve intersects straight line at A, okay, and then intersect the y-axis at B. So here lah, it means that point B, you can find it. Yeah, because it's the y-intercept of the curve, right? And how to find it? You just sub x equals 0 inside here, right? And you will get 2. Okay, it means this point B is actually 2. How I know? I just sub x equals 0 inside, right? It's very easy one. If you want to find y-intercept, x equals sub x 0. If you want to find y-intercept, sub x 0. If you want to find x-intercept, sub y 0. Okay, when we are doing this type of question, I always teach my student, jangan buat A, B dulu. Jangan buat A, B dulu. You have to find out all the important points first, right? Because if you terus buat nanti tak cukup, nanti you will complain tak cukup information. Okay, so first step is to find all the important points. What is important points? Important points means all the x-intercept, y-intercept, and the intersection point punya coordinate. So one of the important point is the point B lah, and I already find it, right, because it's the y-intercept of curve. That's why I can sub x 0 here. What about this point? This is also one of the important points. So how to get this point? This is y-intercept of straight line, right? It means that I can sub x equals 0 inside the straight line equation. And when you sub x 0, you will get y equals 4. Okay, because 4 minus 0 is 4. Then what about here? Here is x-intercept, but it's the x-intercept of straight line. So you can sub y equals 0, but inside this equation, the straight line equation. So it becomes 0 equals 4 minus x, and then x equals 4. It means this is also 4, right? Okay, this one I can erase. Okay, what other points that you can find? Okay, tak ada dah. Okay, these are the only points that I can find. So the x-intercept, y-intercept. Okay, now I already find out all the important points. Now only I do A. Now when I do A, it will be very smooth. Okay, so find the area of shaded region R. The shaded region R is here. But I want to mention this shaded region R, when you integrate, you can either choose to integrate towards x-axis ataupun integrate towards y-axis, right? And let me tell you, if you want to find area of shaded region R, you can integrate towards x-axis ataupun integrate towards y-axis. Dua-dua cara pun you dapat same answer, right? But for me, I will choose to integrate towards x-axis because the formula for area, if you integrate towards x-axis, you will write integrate y dx. But if you integrate towards y-axis, you have to write dy and you have to write x here. But if you look at this equation, both this equation is y equals y equals. It means y is the subject. So it's better to integrate towards x-axis because it's easier to sub inside, right? But actually, if you want to integrate this one also can. You will get the same answer, but you have to pindah a bit lah. Okay. All right. So let's use this method. Area of R. So I'm going to integrate towards x-axis dx. But the problem with this is you cannot straight away integrate from 0 to 4. You cannot do like that because when you integrate, you have to choose either to integrate the straight line or to integrate the curve, right? But if you look at this region, if you integrate from 0 to 4, it's a combination of straight line towards x-axis and curve towards x-axis. That is why you cannot integrate sekaligus. You have to integrate separately. It means you have to take integrate curve from 0 to 1. Okay. Plus with integrate straight line from 1 to 4. Okay. So the in front, this yang depan one, you have to masuk curve punya equation. Because you are integrating curve towards x-axis, you are finding this area. And then plus with the triangle, right? For the triangle, you can use the formula 1 over 2 times base times height. Tapi kalau you nak guna cara integration to do pun boleh. Right? If you use integration to do, you have to put in the straight line equation lah. And you have the straight line equation, right? Macam tu lah. Okay, what if I use another method? What if I integrate towards y-axis? Can also. But that one you have to take area of trapezium because you are integrating straight line, trapezium, minus integrate, minus this one, If you want to integrate towards y-axis, you have to take a straight line minus curve. Okay, and the straight line one is the trapezium shape minus this part if you integrate towards y-axis, right? But I don't like that. I will not do like that because I already explained why, right? It's because the equation for this question, both their equation is y equals. It means y is the subject. So it's better to integrate towards x-axis. Okay. Tapi kalau you buat macam tu yang integrate towards y-axis, you will get the same answer. Believe me. Okay. Okay. Now it's time to sub in everything and start to integrate lah. Okay, I will erase this because I need space. So this one is 2. Okay, so the first, this y equation I have to masuk curve one. So it will be x squared plus 2 here, right? And then the next one will be integrate 4, 1. This y has to be 4 minus x, right? Okay, and then let's start to integrate. So integrate x power 2 become x power 3 over 3. Because when you integrate, the power have to plus 1. And then you have to divide with the power. What happens when you integrate a number? Like a 2, so you get 2x lah. And then 1 0 plus integrate 4. Okay, when you integrate number, just letak x saja. And then minus integrate x power 1. Okay, the power have to plus 1, so x power 2 over the power 2. And then this is 4 1. Okay, until here you can open 2 bracket. Okay, why 2 bracket? One bracket is for you to sub 1 inside, another bracket is for you to sub 0. And don't forget tengah-tengah kena minus. So when you sub 1 inside, you'll get 1 over 3 plus 2. When you sub 0, you just get a 0 because 0, like 0 0, everything 0. Okay, plus this one also you have to open 2 bracket. 2 bracket. The first bracket is for you to sub 2 inside. So when you sub 2 inside x here, 2 times 4 8 minus 2 square is 4, but 4 divided 2 is 2, right? Okay, what about sub 1 inside? 1 times 4 4 minus 1 square is 1, so 1 over 2. And then tengah-tengah minus lah, right? Okay, I will continue here. What is 1 over 3 plus 2 minus 0? You can use calculator. You get 7 over 3. Okay. Plus. It means this area is 7 over 3. The one I'm shading now, this is the 7 over 3. Right? But don't forget to plus with the triangle. The triangle is what? Okay, 8 minus 2 is 6. Minus 6 minus 4 minus 9 over 2. You can use calculator. Negative 1 over 2. No, 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 no. 4 minus 1 over 2 is 7 over 2, I think. Okay, yeah, it's 7 over 2. So this becomes 6 minus, and then 4 minus 1 over 2 is 7 over 2 like this, right? But I have to use big bracket because there's another bracket inside the bracket. So 6 minus 7 over 2. Now it becomes 7 over 3 plus 6 minus 7 over 2. Okay, press calculator. 5 over 2. It means the area of triangle is 5 over 2. Okay, but the area of this part, the curved one, is 7 over 3. That's what it means, right? Okay, so now we just add them together lah. So 14 plus 8, 22 over 6. Potong 11 over 3. Okay, okay, let's double check with the calculator. Okay, salah. Okay, wait. 7 over 3 plus 5 over 2. Okay, it's 29 over 6. I see lah. 29. Because 14 plus yeah, it's 29. Okay, sorry, I made a mistake here. 29 over 6. 15 plus 14, yeah, 29. Okay, I see that. Okay, so this one is unit square lah, right? Because it's the area. Okay, that's the answer. Hope you understand. Okay, I'm looking at the schema. The schema give different answer, right? But it's okay. Let's try to, because I already promised you, I will show you using another method, right? Which is the area of triangle punya cara. So let's use that method and see what I get. So if you want to use area of triangle, can also 1 over 2 times base times height. So the base will be here, the height will be here. The base is 3. How I know? Because 4 minus 1, right? 4 minus 1 is 3. And then the height is also 3. So when you times them together, you get 9 over 2, right? So this must be 9 over 2. It means I made a mistake. Somewhere here, I made a mistake. So 2 times 4, 8. 1 times 4, 4, 1. Okay, this one, let me press again in my calculator. 8 minus 2 is 6, right? So 6 minus bracket 4 minus 1 over 2. Okay, I get 5 over 2 also. So where did I do wrong? Okay, I know already lah. I know already. Okay, look at this. This is 4, 1. 4, 1. It means I ganti 4, not ganti 2. But because originally there's a 2 here, right? So I silap tengok lah. I silap tengok. So actually you're supposed to ganti 4 inside. So this bracket is wrong already. That is why this one is wrong also. This one is wrong also. Okay. So because the area of triangle must be 9/2. Okay. So let's try again. So 4 times 4 is 16. Okay, ganti 4. And then minus this one 4 square, 16 divided 2 is 8. Okay, and then this one correct already. This one sub 1 is correct already. So now it becomes 16 minus 8, which is 8 minus bracket 4 minus 1/2. That's gonna be 7/2. Now we press 8 minus 7/2. Then I get 9/2. And then plus 7/3. Now I get 41/6. Now it's correct already. Okay. So can you see, doesn't matter I use the integration method ataupun the triangle formula, I get the same answer. Okay. So yeah. And in exam you want to use the area of triangle, cara pun boleh. Boleh juga, right? It's faster also, right? It's way faster if use this formula. Okay, so that's siap soalan A, 6 marks for this. Wow. Okay, now let's do B. Okay, B, I don't have enough space. I will just do it here. Okay, let's read. Find the volume generated in terms of pi when the region bounded by curve, straight line y equals 3, and y-axis is revolved 360 about y-axis. Okay, for volume, the formula is integrate. Okay, if you integrate towards x, it will be dx, and this will be pi y square. But if you integrate towards y, then it will be dy here, and this will be pi x square. But which formula you want to use? Okay, if they say revolve y-axis, then you have to definitely use this formula. Okay, the dy one. Okay, because for volume you cannot choose one. Like A just now, I say you can in the for area, for soalan A just now when we do area, I said for this question you can integrate towards x, or you want to integrate towards y also can, right? Okay, it's just that I integrate towards x, but if you integrate towards y, you will get the same answer. Okay, but for volume, you have to follow the Christian one. For volume, you cannot, how to say, it's not like area where you can decide which one better. No, for volume, you cannot decide. If they say revolve y-axis, automatic is this formula already. But they don't want the volume of shaded region. You have to read carefully. They want the volume for what? Read carefully. They want the region bounded by curve. Okay, let's highlight the curve. Lagi apa? Straight line y equals 3. This one is straight line y equals 3, yeah? And the y-axis. So they are actually asking you to find the volume of this. Yeah, this one. This is the volume they want, okay? And then they say revolve 360 about y-axis. It means I'm rotating this shape 360 about y-axis, right? So now we can use the volume formula. And I already mentioned it's definitely this one. Why this one? Because they say revolve y-axis. So you cannot choose yourself. You cannot decide. Okay, automatic have to ikut dia. Kalau dia kata revolve y, mesti dy pi x square, right? But if you look carefully at this, you don't need to integrate separately macam tadi. You don't have to integrate, how to say, 2 times separately. Tak payah. This one, you can straight away integrate from here to here. And we already know here is what? Here is 3, right? And then here we also know is 2, okay? Yeah, this one we know in the beginning already, okay? Because this is the y-intercept of the curve, right? And we can sub x0 to find the y-intercept, right? That's why the y is 2. So you can straight away just integrate satu kali from 2 to 3, okay? Then you dapat the answer already. If you do like this, you will get the answer straight away. Understand, right? Because you don't have to integrate separately because dia memang the region here memang curve towards y-axis punya area. Okay. Okay, let's go. The pi boleh letak depan and then integrate 3, 2, and then here left with x square, right? So I have to sub x inside here, right? But it has to be the equation of curve. So the equation of curve is y equals x square plus 2. So what I have to do? I have to pindah a bit lah. Okay, I have to pindah a bit because I want to find x, right? So let's find x. So if I want to pindah, it will look like this. Y minus 2 equals x squared because the plus 2 move over there. Okay, and then the x squared is y minus 2. So now I can masuk y minus 2 here. But no need to square already. Because this one is already x squared, right? So if it's already x squared means it means I don't have to square already. Because if it's square, then it becomes x power 4 already. Then salah already, right? So dia memang nak x squared, it's just y minus 2 lah. And then now it becomes pi integrate. Okay, integrate y means you have to take the power plus 1, become y power 2 over, then divide with the power. So over 2 minus, okay, when you integrate number means you just tambah y saja, alright? Okay, sometimes you tambah X lah, but this one you tambah Y because it's dy, right? And belakang you have to write the number 3, 2. Now you continue bracket. Okay, now you open two small bracket. And tengah-tengah have to minus. Okay, the first small bracket you have to sub 3 inside. So when you sub 3, 3 square is 9. So 9 over 2 minus 2 times 3 is 6. Done. Now sub 2 inside. 2 square is 4. 4 divided 2, 2 minus 2 times 2, 4. Okay, almost finished. 9 over 2 minus 6. Press calculator. Negative 3 over 2. 9 over 2 minus 6 is negative 3 over 2. And then minus. Okay, what is 2 minus 4? 2 minus 4 is negative 2, right? But minus minus become plus, right? So I can straight away change the minus to plus 2 like that, right? And then now what is negative 3 over 2 plus 2? 1 over 2. So the answer is 1 over 2 pi, and it's units cubed because it's volume, right? So yeah, that's the answer. Okay. So hope you understand my explanation. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, now we do bahagian C ya. So bahagian ini mengandungi 4 soalan, jawab 2 soalan. Okay, I will jawab 3 soalan. In this video, I'll jawab 3. It means I will not jawab the kinematic soalan. So number 12 is kinematics, right? This one I won't jawab, right? But the 13, 14, 15, I will jawab. Okay. The index number, linear programming, solution of triangle, I will jawab. Okay. So let's continue with 13. I think this is solution of triangle. Yeah. So let's go. Solution by scale drawing is not accepted. Okay, this one not important. Diagram 13 shows trapezium ABCD. Okay, we should know something about trapezium. Trapezium will have two lines that are parallel. And in this case, it will be AB and CD parallel lah. But dia tak sama panjang, just parallel only. And we can see there is a Z shape here. And if there is a Z shape, means what? It means this angle and this angle will be the same, right? But I don't know, I still don't know the angle yet, right? So it's okay, I'll just call it X for now. But I do know that they are the same angle, right? And I also noticed one thing here. This triangle up here, we can use cosine rule to find this angle, right? Because this atas punya triangle, we have three sides. And when you have three sides and you want to find any angle inside, then then you can use cosine rule. Cosine rule ada dua case saja. Alright, ada dua case saja untuk cosine rule. Satu case is when they give you two sides, one included angle, and ask you to find the remaining side. Ataupun satu lagi case is bagi tiga side and then ask you to find any angle inside. So these two case is the two case for cosine rule. Dua saja case ni yang boleh guna cosine rule, right? So if you hafal these two case, then it's like very easy for you already, right? Because there's only two case for cosine rule. So if it's not these two case, then automatic is sine rule already, right? Okay, so soalan number 1, they ask you to find angle ABD, which is this angle lah. Okay, so how to find this angle? Use cosine rule lah. So the cosine rule is, formula is A square equals B square plus C square minus 2BC cos A. This is the cosine rule formula. But when we use the cosine rule formula, we have to make sure the A kena tulis betul. Because if my A salah, then the rest all salah already, right? And there is a fast way to determine which one is A. So which one is the A? 5, 4, or 7? Okay, very simple. The one yang depan angle. The one depan angle. So what is in front of angle now? In front of angle is 5, right? So that's the A. Okay. So remember, the A is always depan sudut. In front of the angle. So the A is 5. So it'll be 5 square equals, okay, the other two you terbalik pun tak apa. The 4 and 7 you terbalik pun tak apa. So let's write 4 square plus 7 square minus 2 times 4 times 7 times cos angle ABD. Okay. So now how to find the cos ABD? Okay, I will bring the 4 square and the 7 square in front. Okay. So 5 square is 25 minus 16 minus 49. So you get negative 40. Okay, this one, different teacher will teach you differently one, but usually I always teach to bring the 4 square and 7 square in front. Okay, that's how I teach. Okay, and then this one, I will tekan together, it become negative 2 times 4 times 7, you can press 56, but it's negative 56, cos ABD. And now you can you can find the cos ABD, but you have to pindah the negative 56 to the other side. So when you divide negative, it becomes positive, so you just press 40 divide 56. So 40 divide answer 0.71428, like banyak decimal place lah, but it's okay. Later I will use the answer button. So now I'll just write 4 significant figures, 0.7143. And then now to get the ABD, you just tekan shift cos answer. So when you shift cos, your calculator will give you 44 degree 25 minutes. All right. If you want to write in decimal, 44.25 44.42 degree can also. Okay, it's up to you. You can write in decimal or you want to write degree minute also can. Okay, but I usually prefer write in degree minute. So this is my answer. Okay, so that's it. Oh, one more thing I want to mention. When you tekan shift sign or shift cos or shift tangent, there's actually two answer, right? So add sugar to coffee, right? If cos positive, there's actually two answer. First quadrant answer and fourth quadrant answer. But the reason why we can ignore the fourth quadrant answer is because this is solution of triangle. And inside the triangle, takkan ada angle yang fourth quadrant. Okay? Because fourth quadrant is like means the angle is more than 200 already. More than 270. It's not possible, right? Because the sum of all the angle inside is 180. That's why we wouldn't care about the fourth quadrant answer, right? That's why it's just like this. Okay, what about the second question? Find the length of BC. So length of BC is this one lah. All right, I should label the my answer just now, right? So I already know the angle is 44 degree 25. It means I can label here and I can label here also, right? And now they want to find length of BC, which is this one. So how to find this panjang? Well, you can use sine rule. Okay, you use this triangle and use sine rule. Okay, how I know so fast? I can use sine rule. Okay, if you want to use sine rule, dia kena ada satu condition. You need to have the opposite of what you want, and you need to have one pair. I repeat one more time. If you want to use sine rule, you need to make sure you have the opposite of what you want and one pair. So what you want now, BC, right? Do you have the opposite of what you want? Yes. The angle opposite is 44 degree 25 minutes. And do you have one pair? Yes. One pair means satu pair yang complete. Satu pasangan yang complete. So ada lah. So boleh guna sine rule. So now I will, since I'm finding BC, so BC duduk atas. And then over the angle duduk bawah. But you have to write sine, sine 44 degree 25 minutes. And then equals to the pair, the complete pair, which is 7 over sine 110. Now you can find your BC. Just tekan. And dapat jawapan. 7 divide sine 110. Darab sine 44 degree 25 minute. Okay, my calculator give me 5 point. Okay, let's write four significant figures. So 5.214. Actually, it's 2135. But I plus 1 because the next digit is uh is more than is like 5. So I plus 1. Okay, so that's it. Now I can do B. Okay, B asks us to. Okay, let's read the question. The straight line BA is extended to A prime. Where is it? BA. BA is this line, is extended to A prime, okay? Such that AD equals to A prime D. AD, oh, okay, I understand already. It's like ambiguous case lah. Okay, so what we do here, extend this line. So when we extend, we have to extend until where? Until A prime, right? But this when it's at A prime, the AD distance and the A prime D prime will be same. It means it's like an isosceles triangle. That's what the question means, right? That's why I have to panjang sampai sini. I cannot panjang sampai sini. If I panjang sampai sini, if I extend until here, you can see clearly these two lines is not the same length, right? That's why I have to panjang until A prime, and my A prime will be somewhere here. Then only it forms an isosceles triangle, okay? Because if I extend until here, then it's like a 90 right angle triangle, which is not what I want. I want to form an isosceles. And we already know the BC panjang. Okay, the BC will not help me with this lah. But okay lah, so far, yeah, like that lah. All right, so number 1 says what? B1. Sketch the trapezium A prime BCD. Okay, I will sketch here. So so they want to sketch A prime BCD. So my A prime is here, right? So A prime, and then B. Okay, let's draw nicely. So A prime and then B, and then B to C, and then C to D. Okay, and this one goes there. Okay, done. This one is A prime, this one is B, this one is C, this one is D. The original diagram is like this. The original diagram. Yeah, like this. And then this one, the other one. This is how your original diagram looks like. This one. Right? But why suddenly it becomes like this is because I extend already, right? Okay. Okay, let's use dotted line to how to say? To indicate the old diagram. Okay. So the dotted line is the one that you have to erase. All right, now we can do number 2. Okay, so number 2 says calculate area of triangle AA prime D, which is this triangle lah, right? But in order to find the area, you need to use this formula 1 over 2 AB sine C. And for this formula, you need to have two sides and the angle in between the two sides, which is the included angle, right? So do we have two sides? Okay, let's pin down some information here. So we all know this and this sama panjang. So definitely this is 5, this is 5. So if I can find out this angle, then I can find the area already. But I'm not sure if it's possible. Tak apa, we label all the stuff inside first. So this is 4. And okay, let's see. This one is 5. This one 44 degree, 25 minute, right? Okay, can we find out this angle? Because if I can have this angle, it will be so easy. Because if I have this angle, I can take 180 minus to get this angle, and this angle and this angle will be same because isosceles, right? And then I can take 180 minus this to get this one, and then I can use the area formula already, right? So I hope you understand my plan. I repeat one more time. My plan is to get this angle. Okay, because if I can have this angle, I can take 180 minus to get this, and once I have this, I will have this also because they are the same angle. Okay, and I take 180 minus to get here, then I can use area 1 over 2 AB sine C. It means 1 over 2 times 5 times 5 times sine this angle, right? So now my mission here is to find this angle lah. And can I find this angle? Actually, yes, because you have the opposite of what you want and you have satu pair. So this is the perfect time to use sine rule because I want to find this one. And since I'm finding angle, so angle duduk atas. So I'll do it here lah. Question 2. This one is question B1. Yang tadi is B1. Sekarang B2. Okay. So use sine rule lah. So I'm finding angle. So angle duduk atas. So sine pun kena duduk atas. Sine BAD. Okay, sine BAD over the opposite 7 equals to satu complete pair. Sine 44 degree 25 minute over 5. And then now I can find sine BAD. It will be 0 point something. So let's press sine 44 degree 25 minute. And then divide 5 times 7. Okay, my calculator give me 0.9798. 0.9798. And now you can find your BAD, just tekan shift sign answer. Right. Okay, my calculator give me 78 degree 28 minutes. 78 degree 28 minutes. It means this is 78 degree 28 minutes. It means the angle BAD here is 78 degree 28 minutes, right? Okay, salah. Salah. Okay, salah. Let me tell you why salah. Do you remember just now when I do the cosine rule punya soalan, I told you, right? When you tekan shift cos, there's actually how many answer? There's actually 2 answer, right? Because you have to consider add sugar to coffee. Cos positive is 1 and 4. But why we ignore the fourth quadrant answer is because the fourth quadrant means the angle more than 270. Okay, it's not possible for the angle more than 270 for this angle, right? But when but for this question, is you didn't tekan shift tangent, you tekan shift. Okay, tadi you tekan shift cos. That's why and the quadrant kita takkan lah ambil fourth quadrant because how can this angle be fourth quadrant, right? But this one you tak tekan shift cos. You tekan shift sign. And when you tekan shift sign, which quadrant? First quadrant and second quadrant. And it's possible for the second quadrant angle to be inside the triangle because the triangle when you tambah semua angle is 180. So when it's possible for it to be second quadrant. And let me tell you, this question, if you use your eyes, you can see that this is a quadrant 2 angle, right? You don't need the soalan to tell you it's a second quadrant. You use your eyes also, you can know because if you look at this, like this is 90 degree. Do you agree? Like this. So you can see this angle is more than 90 already. And when it's more than 90, it means dia sudah masuk quadrant 2 already. Okay, because quadrant 1 is angle yang between 0 and 90. So definitely this is quadrant 2. So this answer doesn't make sense. Okay, that is why you have to take the quadrant 2 answer. Because sign positive, dia boleh jadi first and second quadrant. And how to convert to second quadrant? You have to take 180 minus. That's why I will cut here and then press 180 minus. 180 minus this answer. So I will get 101 degree 32 minute. Ini baru jawapan yang betul. Right? This is the jawapan yang kita ambil, not this one. Okay, just remember every time you tekan shift sign, shift cos, shift tangent, there's actually 2 answer. Dia sebenarnya ada 2 jawapan, right? Tapi nak ambil yang mana itu you kena tentu sendirilah. You have to tengok lah. You have to tengok soalan. Tengok soalan. This one I know I have to take the second quadrant because of how the angle looks like, right? You can tell it's the obtuse angle. Obtuse angle means quadrant 2 lah. It's a quadrant 2 angle. Yeah. All right. Now you know this angle already, 101 degree 32 minute. And now we can find we can label here. And now we can find the other side of the angle, which is 180 minus, and you will get 78 degree 28 minute. And if this is 78 degree 28, this is also 78 degree 28 because it's isosceles triangle. And now we can find this angle dekat bawah. Just take 180 minus 78 degree 28 minute minus 78 degree 28 sekali lagi. So my calculator give me 23 degree 4 minute. Okay. Okay, now you can find the area of triangle. Area of triangle. What how they call it just now? A prime D, right? Okay, I want to mention one thing. What if I write 78 degree 28 minute here, then it doesn't make sense already, right? Because imagine if I write here 78 degree 28 minute, then this will be 101 degree 32 minute, and this angle will be summer, right? But it doesn't make sense because these two angles, when you add together, you get 200 something already. So you know it's wrong already. How can two angles add together is 200 something? Tak ada logic kan? Because the triangle have to be 3 sudut tambah is 180. So that's why you know it's something wrong already. That's why you cannot take the quadrant 1 answer. Okay, so always check whether you want the quadrant 1 answer or the other quadrant answer. Okay, all right, now we can do the area. Okay, the formula is 1 over 2 AB sine C. Yeah, A and B will be 5 5. Yeah, and then the included angle is sine 23 degree 4 minute. So let's tekan calculator. 5 times 5 is 25, divide 2 times sine, answer. Okay, my calculator give me 4.8975, blah blah blah. Okay, let's write 4 significant figure. 4.898. Yeah. And this is meter square or cm square? Cm square. Okay, let me check with the schema. The 4.899898. Correct. Yeah. So that's the answer. Okay, I think done already. 10 marks, 4 marks, 6 marks. Okay, hope you understand. Okay, let's continue with question number 14. Okay, this is index number. Let's read. Table 14 shows the price index, means the I lah. Price index means I. And then change in price indices and weightage. Weightage means W of 4 items PQRS used in making a type of food. So this PQRS, this is actually the keyword. Okay, the PQRS is the keyword. Okay, it means later when you baca soalan, you have to you have to look for this PQRS. Okay, because it's the keyword. But what if the soalan never mention this keyword? Okay, if the soalan never mention this keyword, then you have to take the composite index. Okay, the composite index means the average. Okay, okay, tak apa, let's see what else they say here. Price index in the year 2022, 2020. So if we want to label this, we will label this as I because it's the price index. And it's 2022 over 2020. Always put the latest year dekat atas, right? The latest year dekat atas. Okay, and then next one is they say change in price index from 2022 to 2023. Okay, you can convert all this to price index. Okay, but how to convert? Very easy. If they say no change, means 100. If they say 10% decrease, it means you have to take 100 minus 10, 90. If they say no change, 100. If they say 5% increase, 105 because 100 plus. Just remember, index number, when the price increase, then you have to take 100 plus. If it's decrease, you have to take 100 minus. But if no change, it's 100. And don't forget, all this is actually the price index. Okay, but it's for different year. It's for 2022 to 2023. It means this one is 23 over 22. Always put the latest year dekat atas. It means this one you tak payah tengok already. You just tengok yang ni, right? Because I already convert this information to something useful. And then now the last one is weightage lah, 1, 4, 2, 3, right? Okay, let's talk about the formula first. So we have first formula is the formula for price index. We take the price bahagi price times 100, right? And we always put the latest year price dekat atas. Next formula is the composite index. The formula is take the total of IW divide by total W to find the composite index, right? And the next method is smiley face, all right? But we only use this when 3 years is involved in the question. And let's call this A, B, C. Okay, remember the paling panjang punya line, which is the bawah punya line, is always equals to A times B divided 100, right? So these are all the formulas you need to know. Okay, let's do question number 1. Calculate price. Okay, confirm first formula. Price when you find price, remember, mesti guna first formula one. Okay. So do I have any space here? Okay, let's do it here lah. So A question 1, I already know confirm use the first formula, this one, right? But let's read what the question says. Calculate price of item Q. Q is the keyword. So Q is the keyword. So price item of Q. So I will straight away write Q here, right? Because this is very important keyword. At the year 2020, it means I want to find the price 2020. So what I'll write? The price for 2020 equals to question mark. If price in year 2022 is 8.40, so price 2022 is 8.40. Okay. So I use P to represent price lah. But I know some student they might use like other symbol, right? Another type of symbol they like to use is the Q symbol lah. Can also lah, up to you lah. You can write Q20, Q2022 also, right? Like this one. Okay lah. Actually, I will write Q lah. Okay, because my atas punya formula I use Q, right? So let's use Q. So Q20 nak cari, and then Q20 2022 sudah bagi. So we already know we use this formula, right? So let's write down the formula. I equals to Q1 over Q0 times 100. But which Q duduk atas? Of course, the 2022. And then which Q duduk bawah? 2020, right? Because the latest year have to letak atas one, right? And once you already know what year duduk atas, what year duduk bawah, then you will know the I. The I will be 2022 or 20. The year here will match with the year here, right? That is why I always teach my student to tengok Q dulu, and then baru tengok I. Okay. So what is the Q 2022? 8.40. And then what is Q20? Nak cari. And then times 100. Okay, if I want to find Q20 means saya kena ada apa? Saya kena ada I for 22, 20, 2022, 2020 lah, right? But how can I, okay, if I want to find the price in 2020, I need to have this one, right? So do I have this? Yes, in the table, right? So if you look at all these numbers, these are all 2022 based on 2020 punya price index, right? But there's so many. Which one you want to take? Do you take the 112 or 140 or 130? Which one? Or the K? Which one? Which one? There's so many to choose. Okay, you have to take the 140 because the soalan got mentioned Q. So that is the keyword. So if the soalan got mentioned Q, it means you have to tengok Q sahaja. So the keyword here is Q. So 140. Okay. But what if the soalan never mentioned keyword? They never mentioned P, Q, R, or S. They never mentioned at all. Then you take the composite index. You take the composite index. Kalau dia tak mention. Alright. And one more thing, you cannot take 90 because the year didn't match. This one is 2023, 2022. That's why you have to check the year. All right, now you can find the price. First pindah the 100 jadi bahagi, so it becomes 1.4. And this one is 8.4 over Q 2020. This one you can tukar tempat. It means this one naik atas, bahagi jadi darab, darab jadi bahagi. So now you press 8.4 divide 1.4. So you get 6. So the answer is RM6. Okay. RM. Oops. Okay, so the answer is RM6. So basically what you're doing is just take this one and this one, you just cut apart. Yeah, they just switch place, right? Okay, sudah siap. Now we can do number 2. So number 2, I will do it here. Let's see what they want. Calculate the price of item S. You see the keyword S. So later don't take composite index. We just look at S. We can look at this row. Okay, S. Okay, calculate price of item S in the year 2022. So I'm finding Q 2022. And then if price in year 2020, so Q 2020 is 4.50, right? We always use Q to, the symbol Q is used to represent price in this chapter, okay? Okay, so macam mana nak buat? Guna formula lah, guna formula. What formula? The first formula again lah, yeah. Because when you find price, mesti first formula one. So it will be I equals to Q1 over Q0 times 100. And I already said the same thing many times. Always write the year for the Q first. Don't look at the I first. You ganti Q dulu. If you ganti I dulu, it's very easy to buat salah. So ganti Q dulu. So there's 2Q here, 2022, 2020. Mestilah 2022 atas, 20 bawah, because we always have to put the latest year atas, right? And then for the I, it will then now the I will follow the year here lah. So automatic it will be 22, 20, right? Okay, now it's time to sub inside. So the 2022 saya mau cari 2020 is 4.5. So I can erase this and replace this with 4.5. Then what about the I 2220? Okay, the one you can refer table, right? If you look at this is 2220. Tak boleh tengok yang ni dia punya year tak sama. So 2220, but there's so many. Which one I have to take? There's so many. Which one? Is it 112, 140, or 130? Well, it's 130. Okay, why? Because the soalan got mentioned keyword. And the keyword here is what? S, right? So of course you have to take the S punya lah. So 130, right? And what if the soalan never mentioned keyword? What if like the soalan tak mention PQRS, tak mention? Then you take the composite. Okay? Yang tu sangat penting. Alright, so now you can find your Q22. Just tekan calculator. 130 divide 100 and then times 4.5. Okay, my calculator give me 5.85. And don't forget to write RM because this is the price. So 5 ringgit 85 cents. Okay, 3 marks. Let's go. Now we can do B. So B, they says what? The composite index for the cost of making food in the year 2022 based on 2020 is 132. Calculate value of K. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw a long garisan. Okay, and then equals 132. Okay, because this is the formula for composite index, right? Because they say composite index for 2022 based on 2020 is 132. Okay, and we all know the formula for composite index, I write here already, is to take the total of index times with weightage, divide with total weightage, right? But of course, the I, you have to make sure it's the same year for the composite index. So this is the composite index for 2022 over 2020. So of course, you have to look at the 2022, 2020 punya lah, right? And don't forget to multiply with weightage. So 112 times 1. So let's write it down. 112 times 1. And then plus with, next one is 140 times 4. Let's go. And then next one is K times 2, which is 2K. And then the last one, 130 times 3. Okay. And then divide with total weightage, 1 plus 4 plus 2 plus 3, right? And then we just continue from here. What we will get here. Okay, I write here. So yang bawah sini, I will get 1 plus 4, 5 plus 2, 7 plus 3, 10 equals 132. And then the 2K, I'll just write first because the 2K memang tak boleh buat. Yeah. Because K hanya boleh buat dengan K. And dia seorang saja yang K, right? So dia tak boleh buat. Tapi ini tiga ni boleh buat sekali. So you use calculator lah. So let's press 112 plus 140 times 4 plus 130 times 3. Okay, my calculator give me 1062. So just write it down. And then now you can find your K lah. So how to find your K? First, you pindah the 10. So 132 times 10 is 1320. And then minus 1062 because you pindah. So minus 1062 equal, okay, I get 258. And then lastly, you divide by 2. So 258 divided by 2. So the final answer comes out already lah. What is the answer? 129. Okay. So the answer for K is 129. Okay, let's continue with the next question. So now we can do soalan C. Okay, let's label in my diagram, in my table. So this one is 129. Okay, so let's do C now. Okay, C says what? Hence calculate the composite index for the cost of making in the year 2023 based on 2020. So how to do question C? They want 2023 based on 2020. So we need to make sure we have okay, I'm gonna do it down here, right? So for question C, they want to find composite index for 2023 based on 2020. But in order to find this, you need to make sure you have the I for 23, 20 first, right? 2023, 2020. But do I have that? Don't have. Yeah, we only have 2220 and 2322. I don't have 2320. So what I have to do is I have to do smiley face. Yeah, I have to use smiley face method because we have 2220 and 2322. So if we do smiley face, then we can form a new price index for 23 20. Then only later I can times with weightage and then divide with total weightage to find the composite index, right? It means how many smiley face you have to do? 4 times, right? 4 times. Okay. Okay. I want to tell you another method, and it's the wrong method. Okay, I want to tell you the wrong method. So let me tell you the wrong method. The wrong method is you do one smiley face. It means you find the composite index for this, and you find the composite index for this, and you do one smiley face to get this. Okay, I mean to get the composite index for this, right? So I repeat one more time. The wrong method here is you take the composite index for 2220 and take the composite index for 2322 and you just do one smiley face to get to dapat the composite index for 2320. Okay, that one is the wrong method. Okay, you will get the answer will be very near to the actual answer, but it will be wrong. You cannot do it like this. Okay, the correct way here is to do 4 times smiley face. Okay, you have to find all separately. Okay, you cannot do 1 time smiley face. Okay, I know it's faster to do it like this. Straight away take the composite index for this and composite index for this and just do one smiley face. But it's wrong, huh? Yeah, it's not correct. Because every ingredient, every item, dia punya naik harga, turun harga semua tak sama. That's why you cannot do it like this. Okay? So remember, if you can choose between doing one smiley face or 4 times smiley face, always do 4 times smiley face. Okay? All right. So now let's try to focus on finding the I for all this, right? So we have to find one by one, PQRS. Okay, so let's find for P dulu. So I'll write P here and I will do a smiley face, right? And there's 3 years involved, 2020, 2022, 2023, right? And then when we sub, we have to sub the 112 and 100. But the 112 is for 2020, the 112 is for 2220. So 2220. So this one is 1. I forgot already. Okay, 112, 112, 2220, 112, 2220. Okay, correct. And then the next one, 100 is for 2322. 100 is for 2322. So this one 100. So now to get 23, to get yang bawah sini 2320, the I for 2320 will be yang atas 112 times 100 divide 100. So the formula in the smiley face is always yang bawah punya sama dengan atas darab atas divide 100. So cut left with 112. And the 112 I will label here also. Okay? Alright, what happened? Okay, but of course this is not the answer lah. This is not the answer because uh they want the composite index, right? You still have to find these three. Okay, let's do for Q now. Right? Let's do for Q now. So the Q I will do it uh here. Okay lah, I'll do it here. I'll do it here lah. So the Q I'll do it here. So the Q you will draw another smiley face, right? But this time you will put 140 and 90, right? But actually, I'm very lazy. I don't want to draw again. You can just imagine the 140 will do it here, right? The 140 will definitely do it here, and then the 90 will do it here. And then how to get the bawah one? You take 140 times 90 lah. 140 times 90 divided 100, right? You can, it means if you're very rajin, you want to do 4 smiley face also can. But actually, when you do the first one, you already know how to get the answer already, right? It's this number times this number divide 100. So you do the same lah. 140 times 90 divide 100. Let's press. I get 126, right? So you write 126 here. And then the next one also lah. The next one is 129 times 100 divide 100. But we have to show it in our working, right? So this one is 126. And then for R, the I for 2320. Okay, separate second ambil what? 129 times 100 divide 100. Okay. 129 times 100 divide 100 and you will get 129 because the 100 cut. So this one 129 I have to write here. Okay, for the last one you have to show the working here also. Okay, let's make this smaller. Okay, like this. Okay, one more last one is the item S. So the I for 2320 will be 130 times 105 divide 100. Okay. It means you do 4 times smiley face. 4 times. So 130 times 105 divided. Okay, my calculator give me 136.5. So that's the I lah. And don't forget to write dekat sini also. Dekat sini pun kena tulis 136.5. And now finally we can find the composite index because the question asks us to find composite index for 2023 based on 2020. So now we can find lah. Now the composite index for 2023 based on 2020 will be, now we use the formula, right? Okay, the formula for composite index is take the I times weightage, right? But we have to take this I, because it's 23, 2020, right? 2023, 2020. So it's definitely this one. So it will be 112 times 1. That's right. 112 times 1 plus next one. 126 times 4. Okay, write down 126 times 4. And then next, it will be 129 times 2. Okay, write it down. 129 times 2. And then the last one, let's see what they want. 136.5 times 3. Okay, right. And then the total weightage, divide total weightage, 1 plus 4 plus 2 plus 3. So it will be 1 plus 4, 5 plus 2, 7 plus 3, 10. And then yang atas, we press calculator lah. 112 plus 126 times 4 plus 129 times 2 plus 136.5 times. Okay, my calculator gives me 1283.5. 1283.5. And then divide 10, 128.35. So that is the answer, right? So remember what I told you just now, when we have the choice of doing one smiley face ataupun four smiley face, always do the four smiley face. Don't be lazy, because if you do one smiley face, you will not get you will get the answer will be very near to this, but it's like not accurate one. Okay, this is the correct method, right? So remember that. Okay, let's do the last question. Question D. Calculate the cost. Okay, confirm use the first formula already. When you find cost price, mesti the first formula. But they want the cost of food in the year 2023. It means for D, I want to find the Q 2023, right? If the corresponding cost in 2020 is 20 ringgit, so the cost means I will use Q lah. Okay, Q20 is RM 20 ringgit. So confirm first formula. So let's write down the first formula. I equals to Q1 over Q0 times 100. And of course, for this question, the Q kena sub upper. Okay, 2023 lah, mesti 2023 atas. Always the latest year duduk atas one, and then 2020 dekat bawah. It means the I will automatic follow the year here also, 2023, 2020, right? And I always tell my students, don't sub the I first. If you sub the I first, it's very easy to buat salah. Try to sub the price first, the cost lah. So the cost here, they want to find Q 2023, so it means this one is the final answer. Q 2020, that one is 20 ringgit times 100. It means if I want to find Q23, I need to have what? I need to have the I, right? Because if I don't have the I cannot pindah, find my price, find the Q 2023. So how can I find the I 2320? Well, if you look at your table, do you have the price index for 2320? Yes, these are all price index for 2320. But let me tell you, if you choose this one, salah. If you choose this one, salah. If you choose this one, salah. If you choose this one, salah also. If you choose any of this, salah. Semua salah. Because this question, they are saying that this is the cost of making food. They never mention any keyword here. They never mention P, Q, R, or S. It means what you are taking is not for P, Q, R, S. What you need to take is the composite index for 2023 based on 2020. So you need the composite index for 2320, which is 128.35. Okay. The reason why is because they never mention any keyword in the soalan. Okay. So hope you understand. Now is to find the Q23. Now if you want to find Q23, very easy. 128.35 divide 100 times 20. Right? You just take this value times 100, jadi divide 100 and then times 20. So my calculator give me 25.67, and just write RM there lah, because it's price, right? It's cost. So 25.67, that is your final answer. Okay, sudah siap. All right, I'm at my last question. I think this is the last, right? Yeah, 15. This have to use graph paper 1. Okay, it's called linear programming chapter. Okay, let's read the question. Use graph paper to answer this question. Okay, a food entrepreneur provides X delivery service to shop A and Y to shop B daily. Okay, do I have any space here? Ayo, this one also tak bagi graph paper. Okay, I'll do it up here lah then. Okay, let's make this smaller. Okay, so I'll do it up here. So they say X deliveries. So number 15. So we have X to shop A, Y to shop B. So I will just write shop A, shop B, this one X, this one Y. And they already said this is what? Delivery service. So I'll just write number of services. Number of delivery services. Okay, the XY represents number of services. And then it says the food delivery service provided are based on the following constraint. And then 1, 2, 3. Okay, terus baca A. Write 3 inequalities other than X bigger 0, Y bigger 0, which satisfy all the above constraints. So now I have to write 3 inequalities. First one, second one, third one, right? Okay, let's look at the first one. The first one says what? The first one says the total number of food delivery provided is not more than 16. Okay, the keyword here is not more than. If not more than means tidak melebihi. Tidak lebih means it have to be kecil or sama dengan, smaller or equal. It means x plus y smaller or equal 16. Why I have to take x plus y? Because it's the total number of food delivery. They never say shop A, shop B, right? It means the add together, right? Okay, next one. The number of food delivered to shop A, which is X, is not more than. Not more than is like macam tadi lah, smaller equal 3 times the number of shop B. It means 3y. Okay, so X kurang sama dengan 3y. That's what it means. X kurang sama dengan 3 times y. Okay, done. Very easy. Last one. The charge of one delivery for shop A is 6 ringgit. So if one delivery charge 6 ringgit, if I have X amount, it will be 6x. So this one is the charge. It will be in RM lah. Okay. And then what about for shop B? Shop B is 3 ringgit the charge. So the charge for shop B will be 3y. Okay? Because 3 ringgit is for one delivery charge. If I have y number of delivery, then it will be 3y. I have the times. Okay, now they say the total collection of charge is not less than 48. Apa maksud not less than? Not less than means tak boleh kurang. Tak boleh kurang means I have to be bigger sama dengan. Okay, bigger or equals 48. Okay, so the total charge bigger sama dengan 48. So what is the total charge? 6x plus 3y lah. And then have to be bigger or equals 48. Alright, kalau boleh kecilkan, boleh kecilkan. 6, 3, and 48, all these numbers can divide 3, divide 3, 2, divide 3, y, divide 3, 16. Right? So this is my answer. Okay? Alright, I always recommend students to kecilkan. Kalau boleh kecilkan, kecilkan. Kecilkan means like you simplify. Alright? But actually you don't simplify also can lah. But I recommend kecilkan. Alright, sudah siap? Now we can do B. So for B says what? Using a scale 2 cm to 2 on both axes, construct and shade the region R, which satisfy all the above constraints. Okay, before we go to the graph, we have to make sure we find some points. Because later we have to plot these points and draw the graph. So the first point, the first equation will be x plus y equals 16. And then you have to find 2 points at least to plot later. Okay, because if you want to draw a line, we have to find at least 2 points. The next one is x equals 3y. Later I have to find 2 points. And then the last one, let 2x plus y equals 16 and then find 2 points, right? And you can choose any, you can sub any value you want, right? But usually we will sub x equals 0, y equals 0 because these points is very easy to plot. Okay, when you sub x 0, y 0, it's very easy to plot. So when you sub x0, your y will be 16. When you sub y0, your x will be 16 also. Okay. Okay, what happens when you sub x0 here? Then your y will be 0 divided 3, which is 0. And then what happens when you sub y0? You will get 0, 0 also, right? But can you see these 2 points is the same point? 0, 0 and 0, 0 is the same point, right? So the point repeats here. So I have to erase this and find another point later because you can't draw the line when you have 1 point. You need to have 2 different points. So later I have to choose another point for this lah. But it's okay, we do it later. Now we come to the next one. Let's sub x 0. Then your y will be 16 lah, right? So this one is 16. Okay, what if you sub y 0? Then your x will be 16 divided 2, which is 8. So we just write 8 here, right? And they already say the scale is 2 cm to 2, right? So I will go to my graph paper now. Okay, let me pinjam the graph paper from this state paper. Okay, here. So they already say 2 cm to, oh, what happened? Okay, they already say 2 cm to 2 cm to 2 unit, right? So it will be 0. Oh, by the way, for this chapter, the origin is always here one because everything is positive, right? And here you have to use 8 kotak. Here you have to use 10 kotak. For this chapter, so it'll be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. You see, 8 kotak. And then X. Memang standard, for this chapter, memang standard. I always teach like that for my student. Guna 8 kotak sini, sini guna 10 kotak. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. I need one more. 20. Okay, and then this is Y. And then the bawah one is X. Okay, let's draw the axis. Ayo, why the line so big one? Okay, so this one. Alright, so garis and then garis. And then we can plot our first line. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, my first line is 0, 16, right? 0, 16 and 16, 0. Okay, so I can straight away use my ruler, garis like this, and then done already lah. That's my first line. Okay, don't forget to label. So when we label the equation. Okay, let me draw nicely. So the equation for this line will be x plus y equals 16. Okay, so x plus y equals 16. Okay, let's write. Let's write. Let's write down here lah. Okay, so scroll down a bit. So x plus y equals 16. Okay, let's go back to the working. So the first line done already, This one done already. Next line is x equals 3y. The first point is 0, 0, right? So 0, 0. Let's plot 0, 0. Okay, and then there's the other point I haven't find it yet, right? The reason why I erased just now is because the point repeats, right? So now we can think about what point we want to use here, but we have to make sure the x is equals to 3y. So how x is equals to 3y. You can try to sub y equals 4. Yeah, because when you sub y equals 4, then 4 times 3, the x will be 12, right? Then you can plot x equals 12, right? But if you sub y equals 20, then cannot lah, because if you sub y 20, then you will get 20 times 3x, you will get 60 already. But the x, mana ada sampai 60, right? That's why tak boleh lah. So you can use y equals 4 lah. Y equals 4. Okay, because when you sub y equals 4, when you sub y equals 4, you will get an easy point to plot, because y 4, 4 times 3, the x will be 12, right? So where is 0, 0, 12, 4? 0, 0, 12, 4. Okay, 0, 0, 12, 4, sini. Okay, now we use ruler to join the lines. Okay, after joining the lines, don't forget to write the equation. Very important to write the equation, because later you have to shade, you have to load it. And if you don't write the equation, you will forget which line atas, which line bawah. Then it's very difficult to plot. All right, now we can continue to the last line. The last garisan is 0, 16, 8, 0. So let's label. Let's plot 0, 16. Okay, I plot already. The next point is what? 8, 0. So where's 8, 0? I think it's here, right? So let's label. Let's plot. Okay, and then join these 2 points together. 0, 16, 8, 0. So it will look like this. Okay, use your ruler lah. This one have to let's panjangkan a bit. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, don't forget to label the write down the label the equation. So 2x plus y equals 16. So 2x plus y equals 16, right? Okay, and don't forget mesti the soalan will ask you to shade the region. Mesti one, okay? Mesti. So if you look at the soalan, tengok, using a scale 2 cm to 2, construct and shade the region R. You see, mesti dia akan suruh shade one. So when we shade, we have to refer where? We have to refer this. Okay, this. Okay, the inequality. We have to look at the bigger, smaller one, right? So the first one, we have to check the first one. So we have to tengok daripada y, and we have to make sure y positive. Okay, y positive, and then tengok daripada y. So when we make, okay, so the y is already positive. Then we have to tengok daripada y, and we can see this symbol is smaller, right? And if the symbol is smaller, means we have to lorek bawah garisan. If it's bigger, atas garisan lah. So I have to lorek bawah garisan. But bawah which garisan? The x plus y 16 punya garisan lah. Okay, there's a lot of garisan here, but which garisan is the x plus y 16 garisan? Which garisan? This one, right? This one. So I have to lorek bawah this garisan. It means your R will be definitely bawah this garisan. So yang saya tulis sekarang ni semua region yang bawah garisan sini. Okay, but don't lorek dulu. Don't lorek dulu. You haven't checked the second one. So now you have to check the second one, right? So the second one, okay, you cannot tell me it's smaller. Cannot. I already say you have to tengok daripada y and make sure y is positive. So if you look at this equation, the y is on the other side, right? And the y is already positive. So you kena tengok dari sini sebenarnya. And when you tengok dari sini dia bukan lagi smaller dah, dia jadi bigger dah. Alright. So bigger means I have to lorek atas garisan. But atas which garisan? Of course, the x equals 3y punya garisan lah. So which one is the x equals 3y punya garisan? This one. And then lorek atas kan? So when you lorek atas, it means you know your answer is not here. It's not okay. You know your answer is not here and not here already, right? Because it's atas garisan ni, right? Okay, then maybe some student will say, hey, sir, what about here? Here also atas garisan. Okay, I know here is wrong already. Why? Because just now when I checked the first one, they already said it's smaller than this. Okay, so that's why only left with these two spot lah, right? It means you have to shade the region that fulfill the three inequality. It has to satisfy all three. Dia tak boleh satisfy salah satu saja. It has to be these three region overlap together. The kawasan yang you lorek the shaded region will be these three region overlap punya region. Tiga-tiga pun kena overlap. Baru itu jawapan dia. Okay, now let's look at the last one. Same thing. You have to make sure y is positive. Okay, y sudah positive, and then tengok dari y, you will get bigger, right? So, but which garisan? The 2x plus y equals 16 garisan, but it's bigger. So atas garisan ni. So which one is the 2x plus y garisan? This one, right? But it's ke atas. You have to lower atas because bigger. So now I know my shaded region is this one lah. So now I can use my ruler to shade this region. So this triangle, this is the answer, right? But try to use ruler to shade and try to shade nicely. Okay. Jangan buat macam saya. You see, like I load it sampai outside already. Try to load it nicely. Okay, done already. This is your, and this one don't forget to erase lah. Okay. Okay, now we can continue to the next part because I finished part A, part B already. So for my last part, part C, let's see what they want. Using the graph constructed in 15B, find what? Find number one, the minimum number of deliverer to shop B if 7 food delivery order to shop A are delivered daily. So my C question 1, I can do it up here. So C question 1. So I can write when x equals 7 or y equals 7. So this 7 is delivery to shop A. So if you look back to this, shop A is x, right? So when x equals 7. And they ask you to find delivery to shop B means they want to find Y. But they got mentioned the word minimum. So the keyword here is minimum. So now I just go to my graph and cari lah. When x equals 7, and then cari the Y minimum. Okay. So let's go. When x equals 7, Y minimum dia berapa? So I will go to the x-axis and then cari 7, which is here. And then tarik. Ayo. Sorry. Okay. And then I tarik. So tarik. And the moment saya sentuh shaded region, I have to tarik to the wait. Okay. The moment dia sentuh, I have to tarik to the y-axis, right? Is this 7, 8, 9, 7, 3, 4? Okay, this is 7. This is 7. But the answer will be here, right? So if the answer is here, it means I have to tarik from here, right? But it doesn't make sense because if like this means your answer is how much? It will be 2, and then this will be 2.2, 2.4. I cannot take 2.2 because 2.2 is outside the shaded region. But 2.4 is okay because 2.4 is inside the shaded region, right? But if you think about this, what the XY represents? Number of delivery. How can the number of delivery be 2.4, right? So number of delivery service must be a integer. Do you know what is integer? Integer means a whole number. Whole number means it's either 1, 2, 3, 4 macam tu. Cannot have decimal, cannot have fraction. So if you go back to the graph, you will realize that actually 2.2 tak boleh ambil, 2.4 pun tak boleh ambil, 2.6 pun tak boleh, 2.8 pun tak boleh, tapi 3 boleh. So actually you have to naik sampai sini sebenarnya. Yeah, because number of delivery service tak boleh ada decimal point, tak boleh ada fraction, right? So actually you have to naik until 3. Yeah. So this is where you draw the arrow. So this is your x minimum actually. Okay. So I repeat one more time. When we are doing this part of question, we always have to read whether it's minimum or maximum, right? And if they say minimum, it means you have to tarik sampai the first contact point with the shaded region. minimum, right? First contact point in the shaded region. If they say maximum, you have to tarik until the last contact point of the shaded region, right? But since this question say minimum, so I tarik sampai the first contact point in shaded region. But why I never end up choosing this is because number of delivery service cannot have decimal, right? So I will keep going until I get a whole number lah, right? Just make sure the answer you take is inside the shaded region. That's all that matters. Okay, is to take the answer yang dalam shaded region. That's all. Okay, outside shaded region memang tak boleh, right? So the answer is this one lah, right? You tak boleh ambil yang bawah semua because yang bawah semua ini semua decimal 2 point something, right? So that's why the answer is 3 here. Okay, so I'll just write 3 and then surah siap. Okay, 3. Okay, now we can do the part 2. Okay, so let's do part 2. I think this is the last question. So let's read. Find the maximum profit per day if the profit to shop A is 4 ringgit and the profit is 2 ringgit. It means what is the total profit? So it's 4x plus 2y lah. Because for shop A, one delivery is 4 ringgit and there's X delivery, right? For shop A. So it'll be 4x plus 2y. And what you have to do now is do the 4x plus 2y and then choose the LCM. It means this question is the sliding question. I call it the sliding question. Okay, because you have to do the sliding later, right? So after writing the total profit and then write it again and then choose the LCM. LCM means the lowest common multiple. So what is the lowest common multiple of 4 and 2? 4 lah. 4 is the lowest common multiple. Lowest common multiple means gandaan sepunya terkecil. So it's 4. And then you have to plot these lines later inside the graph. So I will ganti x0, y0. So when you ganti x0, you will get 2 because 4 divided 2, right? When you ganti y0, you will get 4 divided 4, which is 1. So now you have your 2 points, 0, 2, 1, 0. 0, 2, 1, 0. Okay, boleh, good enough. So 0, 2, 1, 0. Okay, they want minimum or maximum? They want maximum. So yeah, I think this is good. Yeah. 0, 2, 1, 0. Okay lah, boleh lah. 0, 2, 1, 0. So where is it? 0, 2 is here. Ayo. 0, 2 is here. And then 1, 0 is somewhere here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Okay. And then you have to draw a dotted lines. But use ruler lah. Okay. Use ruler, draw a dotted line. And then write the equation, which is 4x plus 2y equals 4. Okay. Okay, what if I tambah 1 kosong? What if I tambah 1 kosong sini? Can also. Then it will be 0, 20, 10, 0. Can also. Yeah. Then you will plot here 0, 20, 10, 0, and you will slide until the maximum point also, right? Okay, but anyways, I didn't do it. So yeah. Tapi kalau nak tambah kosong boleh juga. But your line will be, how to say? It will be lagi panjang lah. Tapi sama juga. Jawapan dia sama at the end. Okay, since they ask for maximum profit, it means I have to slide until jawapan mesti berada dekat mana? Jawapan mesti berada di bucu. So maximum profit, the formula is 4x plus 2y, right? But the x and y I have to ganti with a coordinate in the bucu. It has to be one of the bucu. What is bucu? Bucu means the corner of the shaded region. So if you look at this shaded region, there's 3 bucu. 1, 2, 3. And the answer will be one of this. One of these bucu will be the xy coordinate. But which one? Which one? Got 3. Which one? That's why you have to do the sliding lah. It means you have to take 2 rulers and then start to slide until the last bucu you jumpa. If they say minimum, you slide until the first bucu, right? So what you have to do now, you have to put a ruler. Okay, satu baris macam ni, and then put another ruler down here, and make sure this ruler is aligned with this line. It's like, how to say, stick on this line, and then you will slide this ruler, right? And you will slide until you jumpa the first bucu, and I'm guessing that you will jumpa this bucu first, but this is not the answer because they asked for maximum. So you will keep sliding until the last bucu, right? And I think the last bucu is this one. Okay, it means you will slide until here, and when you slide until here, that's when you have to draw a line here, and this line and this line will be parallel. Okay, this draw a parallel line. It means after you slide until this bucu, you draw a parallel line here, right? So these two lines will be parallel, and this coordinate is the coordinate you will take to find your maximum profit. So what is this point? 12, 4, right? So 12, 4 will be the point, will be the maximum point. So now we have to go here and ganti 12 4, but don't terbalik, the 12 is X and the 4 is Y, right? So this is 12, this is 4, and then you just press this, the answer will be in RM because it's profit, right? So now we just press calculator. Okay, my calculator give me 56. So the maximum profit per day is RM 56, right? And that's all. You get 10 marks. So, yep. Sudah siap. Bye-bye.